What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Stone and Hyper Show, episode 17, countdown to ICCC, baby. I'm about to be my boy Hyper in person, motherfuckers. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We got some people in here already. Let's go. How are you feeling, man?
A bonus episode, the in-between episode, right?
That's
all
right.
for preparation to
Yes, sir.
ICC, man. That's going to be so much fun.
Yes, it is, man.
Even if I'm on crutches, which I'll probably be, I'm just gonna we're gonna get to it and through it. That's what we say.
Hyper had a little accident doing some yard. You want to explain what happened real quick while we just let people flow in here and just get the episode going?
Now I'm of a certain age where my wife told me, she's like, don't do it, don't trip. The hedges are too big. So, of course. I got a landscape crew coming to do the hedges on Friday morning yesterday, and Thursday afternoon I'm like, I'll give them a little head start. Why not? Because I'm that guy, And so I put the 6-foot step ladder out there. I'm on the top of it like an a-hole, and I fall off of it, roll the ankle, and the rest is history.
Oh, man.
And just don't do it. It's not worth it, because now I'm gonna go down there and probably be hobbling around like a gimp. Like a friggin' gimp at the ICCC, making a great impression on Stoned and Lady Stoned, I'm sure, So, anyways, just let the pros do it.
So, I just want to go. I wanted to Hyper to just get that out real quick. But yeah, dude, I'm going to be there though. So if I got to carry you around, I'm ready, bro. Let's do it. I'll just get some extra lifts in, bro. I don't care.
I'll be Luke and I'll be Grogu.
You see that figure over there, Hyper?
I'll be Grogu, just like cooing in your backpack.
Dude, perfect. I'm gonna get we'll get like a big backpack, and I'll just wear you, bro. I swear I will.
Exactly.
Mrs. Stone is gonna be like, these fucking jackasses. I have to walk around with them.
I know, right? Seriously, like cool.
But we have. I'll go ahead and say hey to everybody in here. We have Mando starting things off with a 199 super chat. Thank you so much, Mom. Love you very much. Connor Calaruso. We got GenXBrian in here. What is up, Connor? What is up, Brian? Star Wars Coletta says, what's up, boys? Got you guys playing in the background while I work. Hope you both have a blast. Thank you so much for catching us while you're at work, man. I hope
yeah, man. Seriously, don't get busted now,
Yeah, I don't want to see you in trouble, man. But thank you so much for listening to us.
Yeah.
We also have a very generous $9.99 super chat from the one and only Connor Calaruso. Thank you so much, man. If everybody hasn't already, go check out Connor's video. He actually lives in Florida, and he went to Disney World and was there on May 4th and had an absolutely – Hyper, did you see that video, his May 4th celebration video?
I did. Yes, I did.
The lightsabers. Right. So cool, man. So if y'all want to see what Disneyland or Galaxy's Edge is like on May 4th, go check out Connor's page, man. Also, as well as our other buddies, as well as Brian and Jacob at GenXBrian here.
And I have offended Curtis with the use of the word GIMP. You might want to silence my mic for 10 seconds, Stone.
Right. Oh, I got to ban you. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
You got to ban me. You got to ban the co-host. Yeah, absolutely.
They literally call themselves GIMPs, too. I'm about to get down to that. Stone is going to be so stoked when he comes onto a stream and with a super chat. Yep, thank you. Yeah, very much so. Always humbles me. And another $9.99 super chat from our one and only good buddy Troy, who actually also just kicked off his channel as well with his first video short. So be sure to go check out Troy Wars here on his
Troy. All right, congratulations, man. All right, I'm going to go over and sub right now. So
says let's get it. I'll probably be back to catch the end, homies. No problem, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, Troy. Much love, my friend. Much love, brother.
Sam Cobra, what's up, man? How you doing? Oh, Sam Cobra, I am on a G.I. Joe mission, by the way, at the ICCC. I'll tell you that. I got a little punch list of figs I gotta try to snag.
Troy says he hopes you get well soon, Hyper.
Thank you. It'll be fine. One way or the other, we'll do it.
R2Drew2, what is up, my friend?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming by. Also being a channel member, appreciate you very much. We got Doug in the house. What's up, man? Thank you so much for. Hey, Doug, I will be sending out. I'm gonna package up your giveaway, my friend, and I will have this. If I don't ship it out before I go to ICC, I will do it the following week. I will be back next Wednesday after me and Mrs. Stone's vacation, so I will get that out to you. And RebelScum.
The same goes with me. I've been mailing stuff out to people. People have been getting it. And Doug, I have not forgotten you. I swear to God, we've just been a little bit behind the 8 ball, but you do have your gift coming to you. I swear to God.
Get a little of that Brooklyn in there. And RebelScum420 actually submitted. He gave up his giveaway. He told me he had this figure, so this will be I will spin again sometime when I have time and give this to one of my other channel members as well. So I will just wanted to say I'll get those out. I seen Doug's name and I wanted to let him know real quick. So I'll take care of all that.
You know who collects night troopers? You know who collects those? Your boy Hyperdrive.
You have an idea.
I kind of dig those. How do I?
You're not a channel member. Maybe I just give you. I'll slide you.
Right, I'm not.
No. Hey, you send me enough figures and extra fucking gifts to make up, dude. I'm not even want to say it. I'm saying I might need to buy you a separate one just for the occasion of you for friendship. Is what I'm saying.
Chat. You heard it. So when we're live down there, I'm gonna be like, okay, I've made my selection. Drop some.
I want this one. Hot Toys Mandalorian-Super Commando.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's right. It's all an elaborate ruse up until this moment. Right?
Exactly. Like you don't even know what's coming.
Yeah, right.
My good buddy Curtis, which is actually Mama Mando's husband. They are actually both knee down amputees, so he is full of fucking shit. He probably loves that GIMP comment. Absolutely, he's talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've been there, if you know, you know. It sucks.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, dude, yeah. Ankle sprains are just, it fucking sucks, man.
Oh, yeah.
Walking Carpet. It says evening all. It is currently 1 a.m. here in the UK. Thank you so much for being so late and coming and hang out for a few minutes, man, or for however long as you're here.
I hope we deliver for you, right?
I hope we do too, man. Thank you so much.
So I wanted to just say briefly that so we've got a fun show tonight. I think we're going to take the show in a little bit of a different direction. Of course, we're going to be talking about the ICCC quite a bit and what we intend to do down there, and but also Stoned and I are kind of we've kind of fallen hard for the underworld. Is anybody feeling the underworld?
Gonna get some underworld talk in tonight for sure, dude. Love the tail stuff. Love the tail shorts, man.
That's good stuff. And we were just chatting about it, how you and I both kind of feel like it's really sort of like the appendices of the Clone Wars 3D cartoon. It just fleshes it out at its extenuation. It's just great. You know, you get to revisit some old characters and some old themes. Oh man, now that's my Star Wars. Yeah.
We were talking about it in the pre-show a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, dude, we're getting too deep. We got to hold back. We got to save this for the show, man."
Oh yeah.
We were getting deep into it, y'all. We love it, man.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's funny because, you know, I know Disney has done this in the past where they run two brand new releases simultaneously. They've got Andor and they've got Underworld. And I started to think that, you know, maybe it's because they know not each show is going to appeal to everyone. So they've got two different choices at the same time. And I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Because, you know, if one of them isn't your speed, you got another one to kind of fall back on and enjoy something. You know,
I like how they drop it all at one time too, which they're only like 15 minutes long each one. So it would make sense just to do them all at one time. I binged the entire thing in one set. I love it.
One set, one cup of coffee. That's a quick cup of coffee.
Absolutely, dude.
But I'll tell you, you know, the other thing is I thought for whatever reason, I thought we were getting like 8 or 9 episodes, but this is a six and done. And you're like, damn, that's
nice.
That's a quickie. I want more.
Yeah, because by the time you get into it, the fucking credits are rolling, dude, and you're just like, God damn it, dude. It was,
seriously.
You know,
yeah,
absolutely, man. Sam Cobra says, "What's up, clan? Out shopping for the ICC? Oh yeah, out shopping for the ICC trip. Catch y'all a little later. All right, Sam.
You got it. Jackson, how you doing, bud? Good to see you."
And a super chat from Sam Cobra 999. He says, "Appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much." That is just absolutely all y'all super chats that supports the channel, supports the Stone and Hyper show. Greatly appreciated, y'all. So Sam, thank you for being a member, man.
Sam Cobra, I am on a mission. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'm gonna find that damn Cobra Commander Once a Man exclusive. If I have to, I'm gonna get that. I gotta have that one. That is something else. That's a good one. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for that one.
We'll have to do we need to do a G.I. Joe, which I know we have a guest planned sometime in the future for some G.I. Joe talk for sure. But we to let you kind of get some GI Joe. Let you air out your thoughts a little. I know it's been a while since we have.
Oh, that's all right. We'll get it done. We'll get her done.
Oh yeah,
And
man.
but yeah. So, anyways, so Stone, what do you want to? Why don't you open up this discussion? Where do you want to take it right now?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think we'll just jump in straight into Underworld, or we can do ICC first. I did want to say we got another super chat, fucking 1999 from Curtis. Thank you so much, man. Talking shit, roll my left ankle today. Isengard on Allen Ranch.
Yeah, you know what, Doug? I kind of agree with you. It's
I can't tell.
The small little episodes, tiny short run episodes for the no attention span Gen Z. That's fairly accurate, I would say, but they're good nonetheless. Mm-hmm. They're really good.
Paul Morales, thank you for stopping by, man. Good evening, good night, or good morning, wherever you're at. And hey, what's up, Jax? Thank you for stopping by, buddy. All right, well, I just wanted to say hey to everybody. Thank you all so much. We got 14 people in here. If y'all don't mind, smack that motherfucking like button. Subscribe to both me and Hyper if y'all haven't already. We greatly appreciate it. And I say we get into some Tales of the Underworld.
Oh, let's go. Let's roll, baby.
Do you just want to jump in? And it seems like we got some other people that were talking about Tales as well. Oh, I could actually stay awake. Yeah. Right. I get what you're saying, dude. So yeah, man, do you just want to kind of run through the Ventress episodes and then we'll run it like just in the order that we watched the episodes at the series?
So I think so, but I wanted to throw it out to the chat.
Yeah, of course.
For people who have seen it, there's 6 episodes. There's 2 story arcs, 3 episodes apiece. One is Asajj Ventress, one is Cad Bane. I just wanted to know which one of those story arcs was your favorite, because I do have a favorite, and I think Stone and I might differ a little bit on it, but they're both very strong. So I was just curious which story arc you liked better. But Stone, kick it off, man. What do you want to? Which one do you want to spit on first?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off on the ones that I really enjoyed, and that was the Ventress arcs, the Ventress arc.
Yeah,
I was just talking. We actually had a Stone and Hyper show, episode 16 last Saturday. We're going to be doing 3 in a row this one, and then next week at Tennessee and for ICC. So we're stoked for that. 3 Stone and Hypers in a row. It's going to be crazy. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, man. I just really enjoyed the Ventress arcs. I was just talking to after you dipped around the 3.5 hour mark for that stream. We ended up going fucking 5 hours on episode 16. Me, Jacob, and Troy, we actually were I was explaining to them, you're familiar with the Dark Disciple book, but a lot of people aren't, because some Star Wars fans don't consume or read the novels or the books or anything like that, you know? So people don't know what happened to Ventress and Voss and Dooku in between all that time before, Order 66 when he was slayed by Dooku, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll basically cut it sweet for people that don't know, and we are Tales of Underworld spoilers. Everybody be warned if you haven't watched this yet. I highly recommend watching this. Both me and Hyper do. Basically, in the book is the Jedi Order has basically recruited Voss to assassinate Dooku and to basically recruit Ventress to help him. Well, during that time, as Ventress is, or as Dooku, as Voss is trying to convince Ventress to join him, because she has also tried to assassinate him for trying to off her as well, because under orders of Palpatine during the Clone Wars, if you have seen that episode, that arc, and they end up falling in love. Voss and Ventress do. So they go to assassinate Dooku. They fight Dooku, and there's a point in the fight when Dooku is about to force lightning lethally kill Voss, but Ventress ends up taking the blunt of the force lightning. So she succumbs to her wounds and actually passes away. And which also another thing is Voss actually fell to the dark side, and it was actually losing Ventress that brought him back to the light, him becoming selfless again or whatever. But so I was explaining all that to Jacob and Troy on the last live stream, because it's a great novel. I haven't finished it yet, but I know the premise of it, and I do plan on finishing it. But man, the fact that I was explaining it to them the night before, that was May 3rd, and then on May 4th, those 6 episodes dropped, and it started out with fucking Obi-Wan leading Voss into the Dathomirian waters, or Dathomirian cave, with Voss holding Ventress. And I was like, no fucking way. We were just talking about this last night. I have been dying to fucking see this. And then it starts off so hot, in my opinion. In a sad, not hot, but like sad way. and they walk in, and he puts her into the water just like they explain in the book, and we get to see that piece. And then all of a sudden, yes, thank you so much, Brian. Hit that motherfucking like button, everybody. And she gets to come back. Townsend says you can either join us within your sisters, or you can, lose the one you love or not see the one you love, obviously Quinlan Voss, and go back to the War of the Living. Don't know what the repercussions are going to be of that, which she even asked. She's like, so what's the catch? And that's basically what Townsend says, is that, but we don't even know the parameters of that. Is Voss not going to be able to see her with some weird Dathomirian dark magic? Is there some kind of spell where he can't sense her or see her? Is something bad gonna, like, can she actually not see her, or like what are the parameters of what Townsend said to Ventress? Because she doesn't even seem to fully understand. Right. So we see her get out of the water. She takes that step, and she's like almost in like a Force Ghost form, but more of a Dathomirian witch form with like a green glow rather than a blue. Hey, Commander Cook, coming in with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much.
How's it going, man? Dusty Trooper, what's up, guys? Yeah.
Hey, Dusty, what's up, homie? Thank you for stopping by. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, Cook. And so she steps out of the water, and then as soon as she reaches out of the water and she steps foot on land, she comes back to like the living. She comes back to the realm, or the wherever she was on the Dathomirian witch side. And I just, for it to start off right then and there was really good. And I'll cut it there so I can let you, because I don't want to jump too far ahead. So how did you feel about the intro going into it?
Oh, I loved it. And one of my favorite things about Star Wars, one of the reasons why I watch Star Wars and why each saga or each timeline appeals to me, is because they're very good and very astute at the history and the lore of things that came before it. And when Voss and Ventress create that bond, and then he puts her in the water and he says goodbye to her, it really reminded me quite a bit of the dyad that we saw in the sequel trilogy between Kylo Ren and Rey. There's that dyad, that Force dyad, that the dark and the light are connected, male and female, and there's this sort of something that transcends the evil and the good, and it's just this connection between two Force users. I like that. And then really, when you think about it, that's really just another extension of what we saw decades ago in Return of the Jedi and Heir to the Empire with Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade. Mara Jade was an assassin sent to kill Luke Skywalker. So I love these repeating themes. I think that's really cool. And, they're not always at the surface. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to find them. But if you're familiar with the different generations of Star Wars, you kind of see this little silver thread go through from one story to the next. And I really like those types of connections. But I really thought that the Asajj character, especially in the first two episodes, I really connected with that character. I like the way she has turned away from the Force, essentially, and just wants to be a bouncer, essentially, a bouncer at a sort of like a laundering, where Jedi go, or people who need safe passage, who might want to lose
some kind of transport, something. Yeah, they were asking for tickets and stuff like that. Yeah,
right. And I like that. I can see how, I know in my own military career, there's a lot of people who are from special forces and things like that, and when they get out, they just want to have a different life. They want to forget about what they did. And that really sort of resonated with me. Some people are like, I'm done with that. I want to move on now and do something else. And yet it's still Asajj Ventress, and she can crank it up to 11 when she wants to. And I have always loved that. And I think that's why she's my most appealing, my favorite. She's in one of my favorite Star Wars characters, but definitely my favorite female Star Wars character, because I think there's a lot of depth with her that we're just now starting to see.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, just going off of that. Hey, what's up, Rebel Scum? Better late than never, my friend. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, man.
Yeah, just going off of that, man. I think, and she even when what's his name? Not Teo. What was the Asian Jedi's name? The younger kid. What was his fucking name?
Yeah, I can't think of his name, and
it drives me. Watch it again.
Yeah, I know.
I know you watched it twice,
and I still can't remember.
Yeah.
Theo, was it Theo? Theo?
It was something like that.
Theo or Teo or something.
I remember.
Yeah.
But he comes in and he's like, this is enough. Like Ventress sees him, she's like, oh shit, we got a little fucker, little force user running around. Like she's probably kind of impressed, like, damn, you're still around. All right, doing pretty good, kid. But she kind of like lets him do it, but he just ain't quite got it. So then she ends up coming in and kind of like he's basically, she senses that some people are coming. She senses the stormtroopers coming. She's like, hey, you need to, she stuffs them back behind there. They come in there asking for see if they see anything, and then say something about a reward. And then the shopkeeper's like, oh, he's right here. Da, da, da. And then we see that awesome freaking yellow gold blade come out. And I fucking love that, dude. Cause it's like the Jedi Sentinel, you know, like the kind of almost like a Force Guardian or like like the Jedi Temple Guards, you know?
And I thought that it was great to see the remnants of the Clone Wars interacting with the actual Empire, the Stormtroopers, the Sand Troopers. And you got to see, again, the repetition of a theme, you know, the hand waving. You don't need to see his identification.
He's on the droid you're looking for.
Right. For me, that's why I enjoy that Dark Times timeline between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, when the Jedi are being hunted down and on the run. I find that to be a very interesting time period. And I've always liked the thought of Jedi on the run, Jedi disguising themselves, and even clones disguising themselves as Jedi to make those things. It's just a really interesting thread throughout the Star Wars universe. And so you know, you immediately start to bond with, let's just call him Theo or whatever his name is. I can't think of it, but you know, and then you see, you know, they go to that planet, and then they meet a separatist veteran, and that's another really interesting. We tend to only I tend to forget about the entire other side of the war because we're so involved and invested in the clones.
That's right.
You know, but there are guys similar to me and you who were fighting on the other side, and they lost. And so that was really cool to see. And again, I really enjoyed the way, if you paid close attention when you meet him on the wall, he's got medals hanging on the wall.
Yep, sure does.
He's proud of his valor to the Confederacy as the clones are. And that was an interesting little piece of historical relevance right in the middle of it. I really liked that.
And at the end, she even says, she tells him, because he's like, I can't trust them. They're animals. They're monsters. Like, and she's like, you've just been fighting so long, and you don't know any other way. Like, because she knows, because she was fucking there. She literally was the assassin for her, Count Dooku's personal assassin. Like, come on now. Like, she's been there too. But like you said, I feel like a lot of people forget that, you know, we see the CIS as droids, but we forget that there was the Separatists was a confederate of independent systems. There was a whole other bunch of planets and people that just thought a different way and really just wanted to be independent from the Republic. But the Republic was like, nope, we all need to be united. You get to be under us no matter what.
And did anybody else in that scene, for those who watched it, when he ever said they're animals and I treated them like animals, boy, that really sounded a lot like somebody else we know. You know? And again, that repetition of a theme that we all love.
Butchery.
And that Anakin Skywalker just seething hatred, really interesting, you know, and he has it too. He's not even a Jedi, and yet he feels the same way. He's got that same piss and vinegar in his veins. That I like that.
And if you notice too, man, when they walk in there, Ventress was fighting stormtroopers, not even TK troopers or clone troopers. So this tells us that they've already phased out. They've already left the clones behind. They're not even in the TK, because if you remember if everybody was familiar with Bad Batch season 3 and 2, there was some what's called TK troopers, and that is the original stormtrooper design that was designed by Ralph Corey before they went with the final design for that we know and love. Well, it kind of like it kind of pays nostalgia to Ralph McCory's original designs for the stormtrooper. Wow. So the TK trooper, then we have the stormtrooper. So if you notice, there were stormtroopers in there. So clearly some time has passed, like, and she's already been redeemed, because when she got put in the water, Dooku would still be alive at that point. So Order 66 hasn't happened. We don't know how much time has happened from the time that Quinlan has brought her to the cave and dropped her into the waters of Dathomir versus where she's at now working on this random planet. And then, like you said, she just trying to be like a bouncer. She even said she craves the peace and quiet. Like she tells the shopkeeper that because she's just wants to do her own thing, you know. And I was saying something to this along these lines to Hyper in the pre-show. I feel like between this episode and obviously we'll get to the Cad Bane episodes, specifically the Cad Bane episodes and just Star Wars in general does such a good job of mixing and utilizing and mixing Western culture with Asian culture, because we all know how heavily inspired George Lucas is by both, and he's a history buff and yada yada. And I don't want to get too far ahead. I know we're on the Ventress episodes. I'm starting to get into my Cad Bane thoughts, which were also good. Hyper loved them as so. Just real quick, while we're on the Ventress episode, I know you want to kind of just real quick, just kind of explain how you were feeling, because I know at first you had told me your first run through, you were really, hey, sorry, y'all, my cats just went the fuck off. Holy shit.
Oh, that sounded like some cats.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell in the mic. I was trying to mute it. Damn, sorry. I lost my whole train of thought.
No, we were talking about I watched it a couple of times and how I switched back and forth. But
yeah, I know you said you liked the first watch through, you said you really liked the Cad Bane ones a little bit. Those ones had you a little more not interested, but you were more into those. Not that you thought Ventress was bad, but then you watched it the second time and you thought the Ventress ones were better. So where was that toss up, and what made you kind of get on the teeter-totter there?
Well, you know, I thought when I watched the Ventress episodes for the first time around, I was so enamored with, like I've been saying, the way that they sort of repeat themes throughout all of the Star Wars saga. And the other thing that they did beautifully was they had clone gunships and Imperial probe droids in the same frame. And so it ties all of that technology, all the old Empire, new Empire. And I've always felt like if there was one place where they needed to really focus over the last 25 years, it's how to connect the two prequel trilogies. And this is exactly the type of show that does such a great job of doing that. You know, they take the greatest hits of the Clone Wars and the greatest hits of the Empire, they mesh them together, and then you're like, of course that makes sense. Look at that. It just works out beautifully.
I want a Black Series figure of Ventress redeemed.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You know, and really there's only a very few number of characters in any of the episodes, right? I mean, there's maybe a dozen characters in Cad Bane, and there's 4 in the and that's including the desert camel thing that they ride on. You know what I mean? Like, so they do a whole lot with very little in that, and they rely on the quality of the story to get it through. But then, do you want to switch over to Cad Bane now?
Yeah, sure. One more thing about the Ventress episodes, like, did you notice the pink feeling bounty hunter, and then that droid? I thought those were characters from Clone Wars, and I thought it was a great way to kind of, like you said it in the pre-show, it was a great way to visit older characters that we saw throughout the Clone Wars, because Ventress was working with them through her bounty hunter years, you know. So it was cool to kind of see them again.
Where were they again? I can't remember.
So when she went to go look for they needed help. She was Ventress was looking for information, and they end up walking to the bar, and the Basilisk, like the big Jack Basilisk, like Dexter Jester species, came busting out the wind. Right. That was a sick bar fight. That was cool as fuck, really dude.
Cool. Yeah, that was
alien and robot fighting and shit, and then the feeling comes with the wit. Yeah, bro.
Right, and then that woman says, "Don't trust her. You can't trust her. She's me out for herself." Yes. So all of that is so familiar, and I love the way they revisit those things. You know.
Yes.
And so. And really, you know, I think the one thing that the Clone Wars and Tales of the Empire and all those shows do well is all of a sudden you see like a blue snaggletooth in the background, or
I love it. I love it, dude.
Just, you know, and you're like, that's where I'm at. That's the universe I'm in again. There's always these reminders of where you're at, and that's really important.
Dude, I know it gets. I like some new species and random species, but there's nothing like seeing some Ithorians, some Rhodians, some the triangle head ones. Like it's some familiarity in there that makes it feel. It reminds you where you're at in the galaxy. You know.
Oh, so Timbo Toys. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you
If
so
you
much
have
for stopping
forgotten
by.
about Timbo, the whole time I'm watching these episodes, these 6 episodes, I'm like, Timbo is building dioramas of this as we speak. I'm sure of it because it was like
Yes,
it is tailor made for you, man. It is tailor
absolutely.
made for you.
That
Like I can't
skyline
wait.
with the lights and shit, dude.
Totally, right? All the street urchin scenes and the
Yes,
okay,
alleyways.
so in the Cad Bane episode, they start as youngsters in the street and they're like street urchins and
Yep.
they go into the convenience store, which by the way, I thought there's something about a Star Wars convenience store that just resonates with me. And I just it makes sense. You know, it was very, very Star Warsy, and there's like a little back room where they're doing something illegal in the back and all of that.
Or
And I'm
gambling.
watching the whole time and I'm like, Timbo is cutting the styrofoam for this right now. Like, there's no way. It's so you, man. It's so you, man. So, anyways, I got really inspired when I was watching it, just for the same reasons. But,
Yeah, man.
yeah, but you know, everybody likes the Duros. The Duros species has to be one of the more popular alien species in Star Wars, and you get a blue one and a green one, and obviously, you know, you watch the sort of the maturation of these characters over a couple of decades, right? And
Right.
so, and then of course you get that dichotomy where his buddy gets busted, Cad Bane goes on and becomes the gangster we know him to be,
Yes, sir.
and you take over from there, man. You take over from there.
Yeah. So as far as the no, I got some. I just kind of I was last minute rushing. Didn't prepare. Thank you though, Mom. So, hey, just shout out to everybody who's watching, hanging out with us tonight. It means a lot to me and Hyper. We love doing this, man. This is I just look forward to this, man, so much. I love yapping with you, and the fact that we have people that just want to sit here and hang out with us while we do it. It means so much, man. We've already gotten a lot of super chats. We just appreciate all of you so very much.
Yeah, and you know, tonight we're gonna like I said, we've got kind of 2 major topics to talk about. We're gonna kind of just put news and rumors on hold for a minute and just kind of
I feel
down
like
into stuff, you know.
yeah, it's cool, and everybody does it. It's how you stay up. It's a good way to keep up with what everybody thinks and just interaction, engagement amongst the community. But sometimes it's nice to just kind of like not look at the news and just kind of talk about what we already have, what's already going on, and like.
Right.
I felt like when we did the Hyper, me and you were talking about this, dude. We'll get back to Tales in a second. I feel like, dude, the last stream that we had when we were doing the Revenge of the Sith breakdown, just talking about the lore, the characters, and the plot. I feel like, dude, that was just such a fun episode. I feel like chat really enjoyed it. It was really just like I just had a lot of fun doing it. I think we all enjoyed it, and it's just like another great way that we can delve. You just get more insight and perspective to these characters and like the story, and then you just in essence you just think about more what if scenarios, like
Right.
I thought it was a lot of fun, man. And I think us talking about shows like Tales of the Underworld, stuff that we like enjoy and shows, movies, I think we need to start doing that a little more. Obviously the figures and the toys is what we're here for, of course. It's our main, it is the passion, the bread and butter of what we do, but at the same time, like, we have to give credit to the source material from which we're collecting it,
Well, yeah, and it's funny. I'll tie it in this way. I had never been, so even with all the great Cad Bane material we've had in the past, and even the live action with Boba Fett, he never really resonated with me. I wasn't a huge Cad Bane guy. He just was kind of one of those. I felt like he was just trying to be the man with no name from like the Clint Eastwood trilogy, right? Like he's kind of just trying a little too hard, and I thought he was cool, but then this comes along, and so I bought a Cad Bane figure. I have one Cad Bane figure in my collection, but now I've bonded with this character, and there's a lot more to him than just why is he ruthless? Why is he the way he is?
Yeah.
How did he get there? And the story as it unfolds in 3 12-minute episodes, or not even 15-minute episodes.
Yep.
In about 45 minutes of your time, of my time, I felt like, wow, now this is the Cad Bane I've always wanted to see fleshed out. And it was a very interesting, sad, dark story. Real dark for Star Wars, I thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, you see these two alien kids and they're like scrummaging in the trash for food and they're like licking their fingers just from like a plate, and
yeah,
it is very sad. And it's something that happens even in real world, and but like we said, it's not too real world, it's like a different flavor, and you're seeing these two Duros children struggling on the street, man, and they're just trying to get by, they're just trying to survive. And I thought it was cool because then they come across Laszlo, or I think it was where he got his inspiration from, which also I believe Cad Bane is also heavily inspired by not Fistful of Dollars. It's a what is
bad
that?
and the ugly. Well, definitely the good, the bad, and the ugly. A few dollars more, yeah.
But it's Van Cleft Van.
Oh, Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef. Cad Bane is actually based off Lee Van Cleef, which was yeah, man. So like a lot of people don't quite realize. I love Western movies, and that's another reason I thought it was. You see the kind of different we all can go through the same trials and tribulations. It's about the decisions you make going forward and how you deal with it, and we see these two Duros kids struggle on the street, and then they don't even have, when they go on, when they're in their older lives and have different names, and then when they see each other later on, they actually call each other by their childhood names, which I thought was also very very interesting. So, but just going back, like seeing them struggle, then Laszlo comes along, obviously heavily influential on Cad Bane, as we can see with his wide brim hat. That is what Cad is known for. And then you see Nero, I believe is the other Duros name.
Right, yeah, Nero, yeah.
Yeah, he goes on and he gets caught when Bane gets away with Laszlo and them and gets Nero's share. Nero gets caught, ends up going through the legal system, et cetera, sees the other side of it. Cad Bane experiences a different side. Nero becomes a lawman. Cad becomes a bounty hunter, like smuggler guy, like an outlaw, basically. That's what we're seeing, straight up outlaw is probably the best term I'd say. And I thought it was really cool. Also, like you said, very sad to see that, but it kind of puts it in real perspective for you, and like, then he throws them the coin, and then they go and get all that candy. They do the little distraction, get all the candy or whatever. He's like, he comes back to their little alley the next day, and they're all passed out, sleeping, full of fucking the little cereal or candy with that right. And he's like, I see y'all got a good taste of the good life. Y'all want some more?
Right.
And then he offers them more. And then even then, Nero was like trying not to sacrifice his morals for monetary value, because he comes back, he's like, y'all want another taste of the sweet life? I got something for you. And he's like, he kind of pulls Cad Bane to the side. They turn around. He's like, I don't think we should do this. And then Cad's like, yeah. Cad turns around, or he wasn't called Cad then. I forget his Cad Bane's childhood name. And he's like, we'll do it, but for 10 times more.
Right.
So Cad was willing to sack it. That kind of shows you their character flaws and like how far they're willing to go to get out of this life, and what they're willing to sacrifice moral wise, physicality, mentality, whatever. And I think Cad was just a little more willing to kind of be like, fuck it, I'm sick of this shit. Whereas Nero's like, he's got a little more of a conscience, I feel like, just a slightly different. Because even then, and also in the beginning in the alley, Nero asked Cad, he's like, or I think his name was Kobe or something like that. Nero asked Kobe is Cad Bane. He's like, do you ever miss your parents, like your mom? And then he's just kind of like, so he's asking because he's clearly thinking about his family that he had in the past. But Cad or Kobe, whatever his name is, he's just kind of like, I barely even knew my mom. Like, he's just kind of like fucking, and like, he's not even like, he didn't even break a sweat. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Like, so that kind of shows what kind of he might not have had any kind of connection, or he might have been on the streets even longer than Nero had been. Yeah, and right. Where Nero kind of has that connection to his family. He's like, do you ever think about your family, like your parent or what? I forget what he says now. I want to rewatch it. But that clearly shows you he's got some kind of conscience and like moral compass, whereas Cad's been kind of on his own. He's been surviving on his own a little bit longer than Nero had. Very interesting episode though, and then seeing that come to a head, that climactic, and then his Cad's little trolls, little goons are rolling in, and then they're like, hey, Cad's people are rolling back in, we might need to. And then Nero or whatever his name is, when they get older, he's like, Cad's not gonna be out for another 5 years, we're good. And then they find out he's actually getting out early, and he's headed here.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they made it very specific to point that out. And then even then, still Nero was like still cool as a cucumber. He's like not really sweating. He's like, well, if it comes to that, just because he's coming back doesn't mean he's planning to do something. He's playing it very cool and collected, which is he should. He even goes to the little council hall and they're telling him, they're like, hey, you should probably leave town. It might not be safe for you here. And he's like, no, y'all, it's not going to come to that. It's not necessary at all. And then sure enough, it fucking does.
Well, you know, I noticed. I was talking with one of my sons the other day about it, and he had watched it, and he pointed out something really astute. Like this was next level. I had never thought about this, but
Okay.
well, Nero was green and Cad Bane was blue.
That's right.
Qui-Gon carries a green lightsaber, and Qui-Gon never falters. He never falters from the true path.
Yeah.
And the blue Jedi are more impulsive, and they're maybe a little bit greener. They're a little bit more naive, or they're a little bit more easily swayed, or they don't want to take direction. Luke, Anakin, Obi-Wan, many of them. And they're like, and did you notice how Nero is green and he chose the best path, and Cad Bane is blue? And I'm like, damn, you guys.
No, I think your son's on a point, because like if you think about it, the greens are kind of like the diplomats. They knock on the door, whereas the blue, they're the defender warriors. They kick the door down.
Right.
You know, there's always that difference. Look at Yoda, Qui-Gon. Who else had a green saber? Even Sindralig, the swordsman instructor, who was played by Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator.
That's right.
Yeah, man, very good, interesting point.
And then Luke switches to a green lightsaber after he goes through the trials and learns, right? So I thought, wow, that's a really interesting thing. And you know, nothing is done by chance in Star Wars, especially in the Clone Wars. There's always a meaning or a deeper reference to these things. And so, you know, you can kind of get enamored with you can watch the story and enjoy it. If you had never watched any Star Wars content before, you could jump into this program. Not quite understand who the characters are, but you would enjoy it at its face value. And then there's different layers of enjoyment. For the harder core fan you are, you're going to pick up on something at every rewatching, just like every good Star Wars movie. And I felt like there's a lot of that sort of deeper reference, hidden reference. And I really enjoyed that. And now Andor's a good show. Andor is a good show. It's a little bit too earthbound for me. In other words, I like Stone and I were talking about before. Like, I feel like you could just watch like a Chevy Equinox go down the middle of the street during an Andor show. It feels like you're just in the middle of a intersection in the middle of your hometown. You know, it's so close to Earth, with very Earth-like scenarios, and that's fine. That's totally cool. It's not a bad show, but for my money, I enjoy the Underworld show more, because it's just a little bit more immersive into the Star Wars that I resonate with, you know?
No, dude. To me, Tales was like, especially the Cad Bane episodes, honestly, they were very, very Star Wars, man. I like to see I feel like we've all been craving to see the underbelly of Star Wars. Like, people always talk about the 1313 level on Coruscant. Like, we want to see more of that dark, gritty, like I said, the underbelly, the underworld. And I think, like, I'd be cool with, I hope they go back and revisit, like, give us some other series of Tales of Jedi with other Jedi, or Tales of Empire with other Imperials, or Tales of Tales of the Underworld with other underworld elements. Like, I'm totally cool with that. And honestly, I think Ventress, and maybe I'm waffling here. Maybe maybe it's a little like recency bias, maybe Hyper. But tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like a Ventress spinoff show. I feel like she's deserving of her own show. I feel like that could, even if it was like 2 or 3 seasons. Like, don't want to drag it out too long, but I feel like you could really do a lot with her character and tell a good story. But obviously, you don't want to do too much, because you move too far ahead. You have to, that's more continuity stuff you have to think about as you progress on. So I don't know,
I see where you're going with that, and I think there's enough there with Ventress to explore that. But then again, like, not every character, not even every main character needs to have their own spin-off. So
100%. Yeah.
I feel like that 3-story arc, and the great thing about Ventress that I love is there's always a feeling of surprise when she's involved in the storyline. Like, oh wait, she's here. What do we like? Remember when she showed up in the Bad Batch, and we were all like, oh man, Ventress. Okay, that's cool. And so I enjoy that sort of surprise element.
Okay.
It was like, so when I grew up, when I was like a young person, you know, and Seinfeld came out, like, you know, Seinfeld was a funny show because Kramer would just explode through the door at any given moment, and you never knew exactly when it was coming. You knew he was going to show up sooner or later. And like sometimes it'd be in the first 10 seconds, sometimes it'd be the last 10 seconds, sometimes it'd be, you know, and there's something about that when you're watching a show and all of a sudden, bam, there's your favorite character who just came in. And so I think that's Disney has started to get a handle on that. I think that if you put their feet to the fire, I think that they would admit that not everybody needs to have their own show, and there's something about that spontaneity of being able to put a character in sort of not randomly, but you know what I mean, sparsely, so leave them wanting more, right? And that's what I feel about the Ventress show. I feel like if we did 2 or 3 seasons, maybe that might be a bit too much for that character.
No, I think maybe you might have changed my mind, dude. I think maybe that's what it is. I think it's just recency bias, and I'm just I think I'm just so excited to see her. But hearing you say that now, I do feel like just kind of injecting her here and there would be more fun,
right?
Like you said, the spontaneous aspect. I may actually revert my statement. Actually, fuck the Ventress show. I think it would be cool just to keep her. No, I know you really changed my mind, dude. I think you're right. I think that would even sour it, or even trying to force it out too much. I think being able to keep her in the loop of future lore and Star Wars, I think that would be more fun than just giving it all to us in one show. I think keep injecting her in random places throughout the timeline.
Right. Like my wife, there is such a thing as adding too much ginger into a recipe, right? Like, in other words, you don't want to overuse a spice that's really spicy, because you're just gonna get overloaded.
It's all you're gonna taste, right?
And sprinkle it. So like my wife is a fan of everything ginger. She puts ginger in everything, and I can't stand it. So like, you know, you just have to kind of. I feel like Disney is kind of experimenting with the spice rack. Like what does everybody like all the time, and then what are the spices that we can only use once in a while? You know, and I feel like if I'm being honest, I've been a huge critic of Disney Star Wars, but I do feel like they're starting to get a handle on that a little bit better now.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, Cook right here. He says Underworld was 8 out of 10 for him. That's good to hear, man. I think I'd agree with that. I think that's a very fair. What would you get out of 10? I'd say 8.
I'd go 7.5. I'd go 7.5 out of 10.
That's fair. Yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah, you know, 7 to 7.5, and you know, is it the best Star Wars I've ever seen of all time? No, but it's really good, and I think there's always room for a little bit of improvement, right? Oh, look at that thing.
I got yours right here. I got all your stuff right here too. Hunter.
Oh, dude. All right, right on, man. Right on.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's right. But yeah, of the 2 arcs, it's hard to say. You know, if I watched it right now, I'd say, oh, I like the Ventress one more. If I watch it tomorrow, oh, it's the Cad Bane one.
Yeah,
they're both good. They're both solid.
Okay, says Tales of the Rebellion.
Rebellion, I'd be all in on Tales of the Rebellion. Wouldn't you?
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Like, how about some Bothans? Could we please?
Yes.
Get some Bothans for
many Bothans died to bring us this information.
Right.
Mothma.
I saw this one meme today, and they're like, you know, we're halfway through season 2 of Andor or whatever, and we still don't know anything about the Bothans. When are the Bothans going to get
ready?
Repped?
I hope they look like they did in Battlefront 2, the 05 version, man. Like the moose-looking camel thing.
Yeah. Right. But
so,
I mean, officially, you know. Yeah.
Oh, dude, because we've never gotten like a live action or interpretation look, like a confirmed look, you know, even in OT.
Right.
Or prequels. So, is there anything else you wanted to touch on with Underworld, dude, before we move it on?
I want more of it. So one of the reasons why I have a star or a star and a half less than other people is that it was the one time where each episode, if we're only getting 3 episodes, I want it a 12-minute episode. Come on,
Yeah,
like give me a 15-minute episode.
yeah.
So
They were a little short. They were a little short.
Right. So I guess that was part of it. Like, but then on the other side of the coin, if you added 3 minutes to every episode to make it a full 15, maybe that's 9 minutes too long, right? So I guess I gotta hand it to them. They know what to leave on the cutting room floor. That's just me being, I want more of something I like, But anyways, no, I think that's all I have really to say about Underworld. It was awesome. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I think most people will really, really dig it,
Yeah, man. Bobcat's got a good point here, though. I didn't even think about this. Bothan's got the info about the Emperor being at the Death Star 2, not the first. I didn't even think about that. That's true.
True.
But we still need to look at them. Yeah.
So way back when I was back into my D&D days in high school and everything, there were all these Star Wars source books for Star Wars type D&D games and tabletop games and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bothans were in it from the get-go. Like the Bothans were in the very first source books, and they mentioned Mon Moth had mentioned them in Return of the Jedi, but the Bothans have been around for a long time. It was always kind of like one of those names, like Jabba the Hutt. We heard about Jabba the Hutt in Star Wars: A New Hope. We didn't see him but he'd been mentioned, or actually, no, what was it? Empire Strikes Back, right? I can't even remember now, but what I mean.
I've been in his yard a lot this weekend. He's a little fried. He got to rest up for ICC. That's all it is.
Yeah, a little fried, but
overall, man, I really enjoyed Tales of the Underworld. I think it got some good feedback from chat. I know me and you kind of feel the same. It felt very Star Warsy. Cad Bane, awesome character. Other than Jango, after Jango was taken up by Mace, he was the baddest bounty hunter in the world, or in the galaxy, in the world. What the fuck am I doing? Am I in Andor? I'm just kidding.
Right.
But no, man, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I think Cook's 7.5. Your rating is good. I think I go at 8 out of 10. I think it's really good.
Yep.
But
yep. That's what
now let's get on to ICC, and we're going to be talking about our want lists, stuff we're going to be on the lookout for. I actually didn't even grab up any pictures, so I have your pictures, Hyper. I'm just going to screen share and pull up whatever, man.
And just one final word to Curtis. Absolutely, man. The Bothans, that is the most on point reference ever. They are the Beta Ray Bills of Star Wars. 100%. They look just like them. Yep. Good call on that.
Facts, Bobcat. Then Boba came in. Damn straight. Boba was a menace, dude. The Book of Boba Fett does comic Boba no justice. Boba didn't give a fuck about shit, dude. Boba was a absolute menace. So one thing I do have to bring to ICC, I got this really cool Scally that Hyper sent me a while ago. I got a big ass head though, so this is actually going back to Hyper. He got me another one. So thank you so much, dude.
So everybody in chat, let me tell you right now. So I have a Scally cap collection. My boys, we all wear them, and I got the biggest one that I thought made sense for Stoned, right? And so, and I'm only saying it because I give it to him, and I'm like, this fits all of us. It'll be no problem. And Stone's like, I gotta screw it onto my head like a bottle cap or something, right? And I'm like, damn, what size dome do you have, man?
Bro,
so we got you the big ass one now. So hopefully,
thank you, dude. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I love it, dude.
Funny. So yeah, so there'll be a reveal. And by the way, I'm keeping that one that you have over there. And I'm just gonna put.
Dude.
I'm not sending it back. No way, man. Yeah.
No, dude, it's such an awesome hat. And like Curtis said, he actually got me my first ever Scally. He's got 5. He says he's the one. Yeah. So when you said something about it, I was like, oh, this is a Boston thing. It must be true.
So when I went to the Celtics, I went to the Boston Celtics game right around Thanksgiving. I saw a great one, and so of course, it's Boston. You're watching a Celtics basketball game. Everybody in the entire Coliseum had a Scally cap on it. I was like, I am home, baby. This is
hell yeah, dude. United, baby.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's awesome, man.
They're like the cowboy hats of the Northeast.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
Well, Mando, she got a joke. Says, "What does your Canadian friend cooking dinner for you have in common with the Empire from Star Wars?" I
Oh,
don't know, Mama Mando.
oh,
What?
okay. We haven't had a Mama Mando joke in a while. What you got?
Yes, Curtis. What is it, Mama Mando?
Is your
Real
Canadian
quick, I
friend?
got this is a giveaway, Commander Cook one for my first channel membership giveaway, and this is your Batman Hyper. Got to bring this to you too.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
sir. All right,
sir.
I can't wait for that.
Just look
I'm
at this.
psyched
Look at
about
this
that.
beautiful art with the Tim
No,
Drake Batman, Damian Wayne Robin.
telling you. So the McFarlane, the artwork alone, it's hard to tear into that box because that just looks so beautiful. I've even had times where I just display the back of the box instead of the figure. You know.
Dude, it'd be cool to set the figure, like have it set up because sometimes the back of them, when they have the piece of art, because sometimes it'll be a picture of the figure. I like when they put the art on there personally.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh wait a minute. Okay. Palpatine. Oh my god. Oh,
Dude.
Palpatine. That's good. That's a good one.
Wow.
That is going in my
People who
repertoire.
aren't aware, that's a Canadian dish. It's like a gravy on fries,
poutine,
basically.
absolutely.
Poutine is very good.
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Palpatine. I like it. That's a good one.
That's awesome. Hell yeah,
Where
Cook.
did
Gotcha, man.
she
Thank
come up
you for
with
being a
these?
member. Dude, who knows, dude? I have no idea. She be coming up with these random ass jokes, and I'm just like, I've been around you for 30 fucking years, and I've never heard you say this shit. What the fuck?
This is
Just
fantastic.
random ass jokes.
Right? I love it.
I love it. I would not change a thing. I love, and the cornier the better, honestly.
So when you and I take the ladies out to dinner on whatever night we go out to dinner and do all of that.
Take them out to dinner where? Hyper? You mean at
Oh.
ICCC, baby?
Oh, at the ICCC. That's correct, man. So yeah. So we're gonna. Your wife is never gonna speak to me again because I've just got like 855 dad jokes ready to roll.
Dude,
856 after tonight. 856.
As long as I'm not choking on my food while we're eating, I'm straight, dude.
Oh man, we're gonna bore those women to death,
dude. I am so excited not to just let alone to meet you in person because it's just gonna be like a full circle moment, man. I don't think me and you saw this happening really, or at least not this soon. But this is my first con. I know you're no stranger to conventions, but this is my first ever con, and then getting to meet you, going there and experience it with my best friend, Mrs. Stone, my wife.
Right.
I'm just, dude. It's all me and my wife have been thinking about. Like I've said this to y'all before. We don't get to do this kind of shit a lot, So this is doing a trip like this once a year, twice a year is a big deal for us, and it's also May is a weird but special month for us. It is our anniversary, and it's also my niece's birthday. So just it's a special month for us. So it's gonna be really cool to be in one place with so many Star Wars fans and to experience that vibe firsthand for the first time ever. To feel that energy is going to be really cool because the only other time I've felt that is like if not going to a Star Wars re-release theatrically was like Force Awakens in 2015 when it came out. Like everybody was there for Star Wars and you knew they were Star Wars fans, so it was like being able to commune with others that love what I do. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, a lot of other content creators are going to be there. Commander Cook, Out of the Basement, Monday Night Figureball, Blitz Transmit, bunch of people are going to be there. Skywalker Hendricks. It's going to be a really big time, really fun. I'm looking forward to me and Hyper hunting and
Cook's
through all these racks and shit, dude. Say what?
All right, excellent, man.
Oh yeah, Cook's going to be there for sure. Absolutely,
I know that. All right, Cook. I might have something for you now that I know this.
Tennessee Turtle Orange Chicken Con.
Right on, man.
This is going to be great.
Right. First of all, I wish every one of you could come down there and do this because this is going to be great, man.
Absolutely, dude.
We'll give you a good show, I promise. And the thing is Stone and I had talked a lot about when is going to be the live stream? Where we don't know yet. We're just gonna roll with it. It might be quick. It might be long. We don't know because it's going to be jam packed, and I bet there's going to be a lot of people doing it. But we're gonna bring you something from there. So that'll
absolutely, yeah. Y'all be on the lookout. Me and Hyper are going to stream there. I don't know. Okay, we might be in a Starbucks fucking patio. We might be in the hotel lobby. I don't know where we're going to be at, but it's going to be on site.
Emergency room. I don't know, wherever.
Right? Got to get our stomachs pumped from all the alcohol. Just kidding.
Right. Exactly.
And It's going to be even bigger than last year, from what Cook says too, and I think it's like 3 or 4 times bigger from what I've heard people say from last year. And comrade, me and Hyper are in the same boat as you, my friend. Same boat as you, my friend. We got some hot toys we're looking for sure, man. So good to hear you're going to be on the lookout too.
As a matter of fact, speaking of hot toys,
oh shit.
So I try to send Stone a bunch of pictures today of things that I always get my list. I've been sort of like going through my collection, and I'm always looking for parts and pieces to my vintage collection, weapons, and I'm looking for some AT-AT Walker parts to an older thing and stuff like that. And there's usually a bunch of that type of thing at conventions. And then Stone and I were kind of talking about how you can buy Black Series. Pretty much any Black Series figure is either still in someone's warehouse, or you can buy it on eBay or Big Bad or whatever. So I'm going down there with a different mindset. If I see a Black Series figure that really talks to me, of course I'll probably snag it. But I'm putting Black Series on hold because they're so readily available everywhere else. I want to spend my time and energy finding things that you can only get at a collection, or not maybe only get, but that you're more likely to get at a convention. You know what I'm saying, Stoned? Like,
absolutely, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. What the fuck? God damn it.
So one of my big things is I have a few hot toys, and this is one that I've been eyeballing for a long time, and I want to get this one if I can see it. And the last convention I was at, I had it in my hand and I passed on it, and I got something else instead. I got Rex, actually. I got Captain Rex, but not this time. I am dead set on getting this one if I can find them at a decent price. And of course, then Stone and I were talking about how, let it sink in that once the tariffs drop, the convention prices might be the best prices we see for the rest of the year, which is a little bit scary, but there it is, So
it could be, dude. Yeah. I think if we happen to see a couple of these, this is actually one that I added to my list. This is not one that I was initially looking for, but this is one of my favorite. Obviously, everybody knows the Stone Mandalorian. My channel is named after these guys. Me and my brother loved them growing up, but Boba Fett is arguably one of the coolest and most iconic characters. People loved him from Empire and Return, and he didn't even have that much screen time. One of my favorite designs is the Mandalorian with the horns and the red armor. It's just a really badass looking design. I would actually like an updated Black Series of this while we're talking about it. But
hell yeah,
Hot Toys, next level, dude. Next level, man.
Yeah. So that's definitely on my radar going down there. And I think most people, when they see that, they snag it right up. So I'm sure there's going to be a big markup on it. We'll see what I can, if I find it, and if it's a good price, I've got that on my list of pickups.
I think it looks wicked, man.
Yeah. You might grab one too if you see it, huh? You might grab one too. We might have.
This is what I'm gonna do because I have this small. This would be fucking epic on my and I'm gonna get a glass cabinet. I would absolutely grab one of it. Now, if there's only one and we see it, we're snagging it for you. You were getting because you mentioned this, so I got to give you credit. But if they have like 2 or 3 or a couple, I might have to fold, dude.
It's gonna be like, he says this now, but it's gonna be like the last piece of pizza on the deserted island. You know what I mean?
Like we're gonna be fighting over
dude.
It,
right?
Yeah, we're gonna send it back and forth every couple of months just so we can
exactly. It's your turn now.
Exactly, dude.
Custody, right?
We'll split it. Yeah. But now, this looks so fucking fire, dude. I love this.
So, all right, I thought you would probably be interested in me sending that picture along as one of my pickup goals, but I know you were talking about Hot Toys too. So, which ones did you have in mind? Mandalorian was my number one. What was your number one before you saw this one?
So my number one. What do you think about 265 for this? I feel like that's just for what you're getting for a Hot Toy 12-inch scale figure.
So yeah. 265.
All the accessories, all hands.
I think that's right in my wheelhouse. If I see that at I would. If I see it for 265, I'm going to offer 240, maybe 250, and then I'll. If I have to, you know what I mean? Usually there's a little bit of wiggle room, like $20.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I would definitely 265. We're definitely having a conversation.
Yeah, so the one that I really want, dude, and I'll just go ahead and sorry, y'all, I should have already had all these saved up. Return of the Jedi. I really want to get a Stormtrooper, dude. That is the Return of the Jedi one specifically, just because of the green. Y'all know I love a green visor, a green, sexy green visor. But man, but dude, this thing this is just looks like it was plucked straight out of the OT. And then they also have the two alternate helmets. They have the one with the black line that's closer to the eyes. I prefer the one on the right with it's got a little bit more space between that brow line and the actual lenses. Looks really, really good. This is one of those pieces. This is just, and it also, you can see, comes with the holster too. Very cool. Some of the Stormtroopers actually had holsters in the OT. That's one that the Black Series is actually missing out on. That's another reason why we need an updated Stormtrooper in the Black Series, because we need him chunkier, a little thicker. We need a holster or a holster variant or option or accessory, and we need some bicep swivel. Then that would be a damn near fucking evenly matched figure to the fucking this awesome phase 1 here. It would rival this figure in my opinion.
So that one's going to be really expensive, obviously, because it's like the deluxe Hot Toys Stormtrooper edition. And I don't blame you, man, because that's a really, really nice figure. But they actually released one a couple years ago called Stormtrooper Commander, and it actually has a pauldron that comes with it. And I own that one, and it's really nice. It does not have the alternate helmet. It comes with, it's sort of a army builder one, so it's not quite as deluxe as that. But if you're looking for a nice Stormtrooper, now you can pick up the Stormtrooper Commander for like 175, maybe something like that.
Shit! Oh damn! Fuck yeah! That's easy pickup, dude.
Hell $200. If you look at it, it's a hell of a Stormtrooper. And I've often thought about getting a second one, but I don't have the budget for that. But it's an awesome Stormtrooper. Oh, and 3PO, yes.
3PO and R2, or 3PO, R2, and the Stormtrooper. Those are the three of my most wants for Hot Toys. Those are the three that I think I would be able to get those and be satisfied from getting any more, at least for a little while. This thing looks just. Look at him and R2. I want this in my glass cabinet behind me, like that. This right here, this image y'all see, this is Star Wars to me. Like, as I get older, I have some kind of like weird nostalgia that has taken over me as I've gotten older for C-3PO and R2. I love this figure so much, man. It looks fantastic.
So, I mean, you could make a case. You could make a case. You could get rid of everything else in your collection room and just have R2 and 3PO, and people would know you're a mega Star Wars fan, because that is so good. You don't need anything else for that, man.
No.
That's it.
Literally.
That is fantastic. Yeah. So if you bought R2 and 3PO, you're probably talking somewhere around $700 to complete the set, right? Something like that, maybe.
Honestly, dude, I haven't really crunched the numbers. I don't know price. I'm still very new to Hot Toys Hyper. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I still have a lot to learn, especially price wise. They have it listed on here for $329, which see, it's a all vac metal 12-inch figure, so it's this is just a fucking marvelous looking figure, dude. I want 3PO so bad.
Now, does Mrs. Stone have a divorce attorney on retainer? Because there may be an incident that there's so much money flying out of that wallet, dude, that, believe me, I've been there. The last convention I went to, I had to like sneak stuff into the car. She was not happy, and I bought like, I haven't bought a Hot Toy since the last convention I went to, and I bought like 3 of them there. Like, it was ridiculous, and she didn't speak to me for like 2 months. So we gotta work within the budget, man.
Jacob heard Hot Toys, and dude, believe it or not, Mrs. Stone actually told me, dude, I'm lucky. I tell you what, she told me if I see something that, like, she was willing to split a certain piece with me if I see it, depending on like price. Because I was like, dude, I want to pay for my own shit, you know, but then at the same time, that's just how she is. She likes to treat me, and she knows how important this all is to me or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Hyper, she's like,
hell yeah, Bobcat.
Don't be digging into my custom cowboy boots fund when we go down to Nashville. I'll tell you that. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, and I want to get one of those custom cowboy hats, and I'm getting fitted for. I'm like, okay, all right. And she's like, because this is happening for me, you know. And I'm like, okay, honey, okay. And she's like, so I better clear that payment when I go to pay for them, you know. So we'll see. I gotta.
Man.
So, anyways, but you know, I don't know about you, man, but you know, I think too. Yeah, I got to take a plane back, so I've got limited room. I can't buy too much stuff, you know. Like, probably some small things.
Probably a good thing for you, huh?
It's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing.
Forces to limit yourself.
Oh yeah, no, it's always a good thing to have a budget and stick with it. So, if you've never been to a big con before, here's the other thing.
Welcome back, Brian.
You're gonna walk in, and you're going to immediately want to buy the very first thing to your left. You know, and you gotta be like, no, I gotta do at least 2 loops around this place before I buy anything.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta really check out prices, because you might see a fucking Dooku hot toy at one vendor for this price, and then see it at one of the next block over for a totally. You're like, fuck, god damn it, you know.
And you're gonna see it Sunday afternoon for a lot less, right? So,
dude, yes, that's one thing I hate that we didn't get. We only have, me and Mrs. Stone, I only bought us the Friday and Saturday passes, so we're not going to be there Sunday. But I've heard Sunday is when they lower the prices a lot, just because they don't want to pack all that shit up, dude. They've already put it out on the table. They want to. That's list shit they had to pack up and try to sell later on at the next place. They want to get rid of that shit. Most of them, at least, they should have some decent prices. But also something hyper that I think me and you need to be on the lookout for, bro. Is I've been talking to some of the other people in the community, and they were mentioning to me about room sales. So like up in the actual hotel, they're going to have like other collectors probably selling stuff for even cheaper than at the vendors, dude. I think me and you might need to hit up a couple of the room sales after the con, dude.
Oh, so the last time I went to a convention, it was down in Jersey, and it was a relatively small convention, G.I. Joe based, but there was plenty of other stuff there, you know.
Somehow running.
And we didn't even make it out of the parking lot. We hadn't even gotten into the convention. And there's people selling stuff in the parking lot, you know, like getting deals on stuff. You know, they couldn't get a booth. They didn't have the room, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, man, like before I made it through the door, I think I was down $120, you know, like, because they were just setting stuff up on the parking lot with like the tailgate open, and you were just buying stuff in this parking lot, you know. And oh yeah, man, you know. And then you're like, shit, how much did I just drop in the parking lot? I haven't even gone into the convention yet, you know. So
just like that,
man. Yeah.
And then the last one, and I kind of want to look up the Dooku one. I think Bobcat said he was looking for that one. That would be insane, dude. I want to show off the R2-D2 one, because just as good as the C-3PO looks, it's just man, such a marvelous looking R2 right here. Just look at the fucking detail, a little bit of weathering on this. Sorry, y'all, my computer is having my Wi-Fi's been acting up today for some reason. We've been kind of having some storms and some clouds rolling through.
I didn't know Stone was an R2-D2 fan.
Dude, no?
Oh no, I'm just kidding, man, dude.
I sense the sarcasm within arm's reach.
Wait, how? Reach for that again? What? I love the not even fully extended elbow. That just cracks me up. It was right there. Is that the SH one as well?
Yeah. Yes, it is the SHF.
Of course it is. Yes, indeed. Right there.
Beautiful fucking figure, man. The paneling is so tight and clean. The blue metallic paint is just absolutely gorgeous, dude. Absolutely worth the $55. I know that's a little crazy for a 12 scale figure. God, it's so good. And then the fucking, where's it at? The feature.
Oh yeah, that is so cool, isn't it? I love that feature. Hey, but let me ask you this. I know that you don't keep a lot of the packaging for the Black Series. You throw those Black Series packages out, right? For the most part.
Correct. I do. Yes.
What about the SH boxes? Do you keep those, or do you?
Yes, I do keep the SH boxes. That it's funny that you ask. I was thinking about that the other day, and I just think they look really nice, man. Like they have a really nice quality to it's premium packaging, and the gold inlay where it says Star Wars. It's a good way to store the other accessories and stuff like that. I do keep mine.
Yep. Yes. Oh, wait. C-3PO's within arm's reach too? Of course it is. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Mama Mando coming through for me. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. There it is. All right. You know what? Drum roll, everybody. We're going to do a spontaneous right in the middle of this conversation. We're going for another within arm's reach. All right. We're going to go off the radar. First person in chat. Name a within arm's reach character you'd like him to see if he can reach for. All right. All right. What's this coming from Chatstone? Coming from Chatstone. I have nothing to do with this. This is totally unstaged.
All right. Let's see what chat comes up with. Within arm's reach.
Batman. GenXBrian. GXP says Batman.
Dude, you're lucky. The only reason.
He had to reach for two arms.
I have Hyper's Batman.
Okay, there it is. All right. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Velociraptor. We already know. There's probably a whole herd of them. There's probably he's army building Velociraptors on that desk.
I got this little guy. All right. I wouldn't say. I don't think that would count. No Velociraptors actually. I got a couple little dinos over here like this, but no Velociraptor.
Okay, right on.
Hey, Cook, thank you so much for stopping by, man. Thank you also for the super chat. We will see you at ICCC, man.
Cook, man, I'm looking forward to meeting you. Definitely. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Cook for also being a part of Clan Stone, my channel membership, and hitting us up with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Howl Runner. I know you came in a little bit later. He already reached for Shakti like in the first 2 minutes of the show. He's got it probably within 6 inches of the mouse pad.
Yeah, she's right here.
There she is right there. And oh my God, he's got two of them. He got the boxed one and that one.
Yes, sir. Sure enough, dude. This is just I want to make myself big real quick. This is such a beautiful fucking figure, man.
Oh yeah.
I love this fucking thing, man. So much.
Well, speaking of, so here we are talking about stuff we want to pick up at the ICC con. Can I show you one that's off of my list now because I just got it?
Oh, I would love to see it.
All right. So here's the crazy part about it, dude. I love that. I can't wait to find that figure.
To me, this is a top 5 of the year, I think, man. Top 10 for no doubt in my mind. Yeah.
So I've been going back in time and getting filling in holes and upgrading my boxed collection and stuff like that. And for probably close to 10 years now, I bought a Chewbacca, a red and black box number 5 Chewbacca. And all this time I thought that I had the box still, and I did not. So when you look on my shelf, there's this glaring hole. It goes from 4 to 6, and I didn't have box number 5 Chewbacca. So I went back and I spent some money on this red and black box Chewbacca.
Yes, sir.
And so here it is, number 5, and it's a beautiful box. It's like the most mint box I own in my collection now. And there's a new Chewbacca coming out. There's a million Chewbaccas in the Black Series line, but I have to have those serial numbers line up, as we all know. And I can't. It was such an eyesore not to have number 505 on the box on the shelf. So I tracked that one down, and so I'll buy the new Chewbacca as soon as it comes out, but I had to get this one. Now this is that clunky, kind of weird, poorly articulated rubber thing, but it still is an important one to have in my collection. So I will no longer be searching for that one at the con. So
is there any other specific Black Series you're looking for, Hyper? One that I know what we said, like I know we can buy those online or in comic shop, but is there anything that you see in person you're like, yeah, I'll snag that, or even something like, let alone for price, like, oh yeah, I'm going to too cheap, whatever, but something specifically that's like a glaring omission in your Black
Yeah.
Series collection.
So I have a glaring omission, and I customized this figure a couple years ago, and for whatever reason, I remember selling this figure, and I think I put him back in the box. So I do not have number red and black box 102 Wedge Antilles in the flight suit, the Rebel
Ooh,
flight
yeah.
suit. And I'm like, how can this be? I need
I'm
to have
shocked to
this.
hear that. Yeah.
I know. So I'm if I see Wedge Antilles, and I have a feeling I will, I'll pick up that nice box. I'll pick that one up, you know. But for me right now, it's kind of fun. I'm taking a brief hiatus from racing around, scrambling, trying to find the brand newest Black Series figures, and I'm going back and figuring it, you know, filling in the holes in my collection.
Yeah.
And I like doing that, man. I think that's fun, you know. And usually you can get them at a really great price. If you're looking for something that's 5 to 10 years old in the Black Series now, they're almost giving it away. I mean, it's really not an expensive pickup, so it's kind of fun to make sure you got everything that's important to you before you go and collect the new stuff, all the new stuff, you know.
That's why I think it's so fun, man. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's cool seeing like the leaks and like looking forward to new figures and snagging the newest ones in the stores or online or whatever. But there's just something about like just going to a local comic shop or even just a toy store in general and just kind of like exploring what's already out there and like or even just like picking up an older figure that you already have in your collection and just really honing in and enjoying on what you already have rather than constantly looking forward to like what's coming and what I want, what future this, future that. Like, what about the shit that we have sitting around us right now? Let's look forward to that and even like look forward to shit that's already come out, that's already sitting on the shelves somewhere, you know?
Exactly. And just to answer chat, so yes, I would agree. Wedge Antilles does not get enough love across the board. Wedge Antilles it should be on the main poster of the first 3 movies, right? Like he was there doing his thing. He was as big a part of it as Han, in my opinion. Wedge does not get the love. And we need to get Wedge in the main line again as soon as possible. And GXB, you said you have one for me? You have a Wedge?
Oh, there we go.
I will pay you for it, man. I will, whatever you want to do, trade for it. I'd love to grab that from you. But we're gonna make it a nice fair trade or whatever you want, man. Okay.
Okay, so take that off your list. Is there anything else you can think of?
Is it in the box? Is it in the box?
I bet you it is with Brian. I don't know. He's been tossing his boxes lately, but he may still. If it was like an extra he had, I guarantee you he probably left it in the box.
Yeah, man. I'd be thrilled to do that. Absolutely. We'll make a nice trade, man. Yeah. And then really, there's a couple others. So I have yet to own a Droideka. So
you gotta get one.
I know. Now I would probably be interested in a loose Droideka at the convention because I want to have a loose Droideka as well as a box one. And I think
I'd imagine you still pay probably the same just because that's still a really good figure and it's held its value. It has been the one deluxe that has not gone on sale yet. It has been the one. So I think even loose though, that's still a valuable figure. I would pay full retail even loose for that figure, Hyper, if we happen to see it for you.
All right. Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I would love that one. I mean, yeah. I'm always going to go in there with an eye on the Black Series. I'm sure I'll pick up something. But I'm going to focus on anything. Probably I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to focus on stuff prior to 2021 and then sort of fill in the holes from there. There it is. Look at that. Oh,
this is a feat of engineering right here, dude. This fucking figure.
Cool. Yep. No, beautiful. I gotta get it. I gotta get it, and the time is now. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking for that. What Black Series are you going to be looking for down there, if any, man?
So I have a little bit of a list. I might be buying a Star Killer off of Willbomb for Monday Night Figureball. I need Star Killer, man. I still have him on pre-order from Big Bad. It says third quarter of 2025. Probably not ever going to see that pre-order fulfilled. Who knows though? Right. But I really need Star Killer. I grew up playing the Force Unleashed game, so I want him. And then I might even buy that exclusive set that comes with the 2 Stormtroopers as well as all the extra Force effects, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that would be pretty rad to have. I also really need Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan and Anakin. Those are 2 that I really, really need in my collection. And also as well glaring omission. Like just when I look at my shelf, those are two that I feel like should be on there. I need some more Hoth representation and more Attack of the Clones representation. So,
Yep.
With that being said, we don't have a lot of Attack of the Clones representation, which we're starting to see the prequels start to see some love. Shock T, Sebulba, and Luminara are proof of that, and they were all Shock T, Luminara, and Ki-Adi-Mundi were all listed as a Attack of the Clones subline. So maybe that now, as well as these sell, and as a bang up of a job that they did with them, I feel like everybody's talking about these three figures from that wave: Sebulba, Luminara, and Shock T. I feel like it's a very likely that we'll start seeing Hasbro start revisiting the prequels, and I think Brandon himself, who also here, aka Hero Collections, he's been in Out of the Basement streams, and he's even said like we got to be prepared for more prequel stuff. You know, even like Return of the Jedi card backs, then we got more of the card backs, even though it was repacks like Ayla and all. You know, but it is what it is. It's still like the nostalgia that's coming through.
So so the very tail end of the Red and Black Box series line, there are some absolute bangers. And if you go back to the old Kenner days, everybody is familiar with Kenner Star Wars figures and the last 17. Everybody knows about the Power of the Force last 17 action figures. And they're the harder ones to find. They're the ones that were in limited supply. It was towards the end of the run of Kenner Star Wars and all that. But the Black Series red and black boxes, the last 12 of those are generally harder to find. And so, like, for instance, there's a Kylo Ren towards the end of the line that's very difficult. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
Is that the one with the cracked helmet?
Yes.
Okay,
got the hood. You got the hood over him.
Yeah, that shit's
hood.
Yeah,
I think it's a great figure. It's very hard to find. Obi-Wan is very hard. Attack of the Clones number 110. Obi-Wan is
the one I want.
Hard to find.
Yep.
Yeah. Anakin Skywalker number 111. I'm doing it off the top of my head, but I think those.
Yeah, that's good. I was about to say you're nailing the fucking numbers too. I don't know the fucking red and black box numbers. Fuck all that.
So Anakin is a very difficult figure to find.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna find him, you're gonna find him at the convention. So we'll work on that one for you, man. Yeah. But then I'm also I gotta get that, and I'm not a huge sequel guy, but because I have a really shitty Supreme Leader Kylo Ren box, so I'd really like to upgrade that one. So we'll see if I can find that at a decent price. I'd get that. Because man, once you get those numbers, it's just like, remember back in the day, like my parents had like encyclopedias on the shelf, and all the encyclopedias were like numbered 1 through 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you see like a book that has a number on the spine of it and it's no longer there, it like drives you crazy, because all of a sudden you're like, what happened to it number 32? Like it goes from 30, 31, 33, 34, and like we would have to drop everything and find the encyclopedia number 33 so that it would fill up the hole. And that's what it looks like on my shelf right now. It's like, I hate these glaring holes without the right number on it, so it's kind of like an obsession over the last, I would say probably since Christmas. I've been slowly pegging away at the holes in the red and black box series. Everybody else is going crazy for the new stuff, and I'm like, I gotta find a 10-year-old Kylo Ren figure. Like, what's the matter with me? But
I think it's fun doing that, just revisiting. Like I said, just enjoying older stuff that's come out, man, and like filling those holes in your collection, stuff that's been really hard to find. Conventions, exclusive, like especially are a really good place to find that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's where you're going to find it cheap too. Oh, and the other thing is, I am on the hunt for a vintage collection slave one or Jango Fett slave one.
Yes, sir. Nice.
And it can be loose, because I'd like to actually display it, that particular one, loose. And it would be easier to pack and everything. But
yeah,
a couple years, 2 summers ago, when I went to that last one I went to, I had it in my hand. The guy wanted like $40 for it, like complete.
Yeah,
I passed on it, and I still kick myself to this day over it.
Shit.
you know, and so I'd really like a crack at that. I have never owned the Vintage Collection Slave One, so I'd really like to get my hands on that one. So, you know, and usually when you go, there's like a big box of like ships and parts and stuff like that that you just rummage through. So maybe I'll get lucky and find a Slave One, or at least 75% of a Slave One that I can then finish off on another time or something, you know.
Yeah, Troy, welcome back, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Howler says, which Kylo Ren figure is that? I have a few of them just sitting in the box somewhere. That is the one with the cracked helmet and the hood, correct?
Right. So Kylo Ren, it's what is it? I want to say it's like in the high 90s or low 100s.
Howrunner might hook you up. I'm sure Hyper would pay you for it, for sure.
Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Stone, can you look that one up real quick?
I sure can, my friend.
Leader Kylo Ren? Yeah.
I sure can. Give me 1 second.
If you go on eBay though, man, before you say that, you might want to sell an extra one because they're like 60 or 70 bucks. Like it's a harder figure to find. And they seem to go for big money. Everybody wants this one. But nothing like some 8-year-old Kylo Ren Black Series talk, right?
I'm trying to find
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Right?
It was in the red and black. They have one. Did they also come in the white box too for the first editions?
Yes, right. So I think
Very
that was the one that came in the red and black, in the white first edition box as well. It was definitely later on in the line in the high 90s or low 100 numbers. I know that. And again, I'm not a huge sequel guy, but I got to have it to fill in the hole, you know? So, yeah. But HowlRunner, if you got that one, if you have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, we'll work something out. I'd love to trade something for you. Or, you know, I'll make it worth your while, you know?
Here it is right here. My computer is like really slow tonight for some reason. I don't know what's going on. My internet's a little wacky tonight.
Yeah. Supreme Leader, that's the one, right? Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. This is the one here.
I mean, it's just for all the world, it's just a Kylo Ren figure, but it's one that I don't have. So
and you can also see like I was trying to go, it won't let me zoom anymore. You can see man, what the fuck, man? You can see the cracks on this helmet here with the red cracks, like almost like it's like King Stoogie, but it's not gold, it's red.
And then the cool thing about that figure is in the box off to the right in the package, he's got the hood that you can add to it that goes over the helmet. So
yes,
it's actually a really cool figure. And you know, I don't mind Kylo Ren. I thought he had some cool scenes and stuff, so I don't mind buying another one and finishing off that collection. But that's the one that I'm going down there for. And it's going to be funny because I'm going to go down there and I'm going to be like, "Do you have a Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren?" They're going to be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know, like, welcome to 2025. We're not looking for those anymore. But anyways, yeah. So, anyways,
other than and then also just besides like Hot Toys and some of the like, you know, missing gaps in the Black Series that me and Hyper are missing, I think it's going to be cool. Hyper, I know you're a big pin guy, as long as our buddy Connor Calaruso. Oh, yeah. I think looking for some exclusive pins, like specifically like ICCC
pins,
exclusive merch and pins, shirts, posters, fan-made stuff. I feel like that's also going to be something cool and unique that you can find only there from that convention or from certain, like there's this one company that comes to mind that I've seen a lot of people talking about was Enamel Empire, and they have these beautiful, vibrant enamel Star Wars themed pins. Very, very extravagant, cool pins. I've seen a lot of people talking about them last year, dude. A lot of fucking people.
So, and also along those lines, remember in one of your, I think it was like for your 600 box, I gave you a patch, the Darth Maul patch, that nice embroidered patch.
Yep, I have it sitting right over here.
Yeah, so even 2 years ago, they're still doing patches for cons. So those are always fun to have too. So
damn straight, dude. Hell yeah.
I think the enamel thing is more the way they're going these days, but a cool patch is a cool patch, you know, and so that's good. Oh, I'll tell you another thing I'm going to be looking for down there is definitely some vintage Marvel comics. I definitely want to sort through some comic bins. I got some vintage Star Wars comics.
Yeah.
Joe's. And you bastard, you got me back into the X-Men, and now I'm filling in.
You're welcome.
X-Men, right?
Yes, sir.
I
Do
know,
you think
right?
they have any Mafex or anything down there, Hyper?
Oh yeah, they've always got that stuff.
I
Yeah.
really, really want a Mafex Daredevil. Like, really fucking bad, dude.
Yep.
That figure's going for like 140, 150.
So typically when
It's
you
insane.
go, you're gonna go through, and there's different levels of stuff, and like the Mafex and the SH people, and like there's always gonna be like Mythic Legions, like there's gonna be all these vendors that do nothing but that.
Yeah.
And what's the other one that people like? The collective, the 112th collective. What are they called with the cloth suits? They're like 6-inch figures with the cloth suits. They're what's the company?
6-inch figures.
Yeah, they do a lot of Marvel. What the hell are they called? The 112th collective.
I wish I could help you, man. I have no idea.
We never really talk about them, but anyways,
Yeah.
they're high-end 6-inch figures. The name is escaping me right now. The Mezco figures. So that's going to be all there, and so you're gonna fall in love with those Mezco figures. I can see you dropping coin on like a Wolverine in a real cloth suit at the 6-inch scale. You're gonna be
dude.
like,
oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Mezco.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's like next level shit because it's like so seamless. You don't see any breaks in the joints from articulate. Yeah, dude, that's rad.
I actually own a Batman, one Mezco Batman, and I bought it at a convention, and it is cool. I'm so scared to play with it though because I don't want to break it, or like sometimes the fabric can be a little bit touchy on those, so you kind of have to handle with care with those things,
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
Dusty's got a question here. He was asking if any one of us would pick up the Force Awakens 10-year anniversary figures.
Force Awakens.
If Hasbro did that.
Oh, are they so I don't know anything about them. They're coming out?
No, I don't think. I think he's saying like if Hasbro, because this is the 10-year anniversary of Force Awakens, so it would be kind of cool, and like prequel or sequel fans deserve to have those figures,
100%, man. I really liked the Force Awakens. The other two I didn't like, but Force Awakens was a great film, I thought, and I would be down for the main ones, absolutely, especially if they're new sculpts, like new pinless with paint apps and everything.
Yes, sir.
All day, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Real quick, I just wanted to shout out Troy coming up with his second or third super chat of the night, I believe. 1999. Thank you so much, brother.
Jesus,
much love, dude. To help you get that Mafex Daredevil. Man, not necessary at all, brother. Not necessary at all, man.
Wow.
We're working. Troy already knows I have some stuff in the works coming to him, man. He's just so appreciated, man. But I think just to jump back in, I just wanted to shout out Troy real quick.
Yeah.
I think it would be. I would like some kind of representation of Rey, and I think, like just like I said, sequel fans deserve some updated representation for. Dude, let's be real. Even if I don't buy them, they're not for me per se. All of them, they need an updated Finn. They need an updated Poe. They need an updated They need those figures. Those were the dark ages of the Black Series. Was those early red and black box days? Those figures don't. Rey and Finn are the only ones that got. No, it's only who got photoreal. Did any of them get photoreal?
Yeah, Rey got photoreal at the very end in the last 12 of the red and black box. She comes with the little Dio figure.
Yeah.
Got some photoreal on that.
And then that was it, right?
Not a bad figure, but that's it. Yeah.
I've almost bought that with her like white costume with the staff.
Yes, exactly.
I've almost bought that at my local comic shop just for representation for her. It's a good looking figure. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad. No. And I've said before, and a few lives on my top 10 most wants. Who wouldn't want a first order stormtrooper with all the new articulation and butterfly joints and all that? Like, I feel like that would be a very hot seller. Just a classic white first order with all the bells and whistles, just like we go with the stormtroopers and the clone troopers and stuff. Like, they'd sell all day. I'd buy a bunch of them.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. So I'd definitely be down for that.
Number 91 Rey.
And I think like a really cool Poe and a pilot suit with the latest. I think they would sell. I think new updated versions would sell.
Yeah, I think they would too, man.
Yeah.
So there are people. I have my feelings about it. I'm not going to get all into it, but The Force Awakens was not a pivotal moment, a very uniting moment for Star Wars fans since 2005. It had been 20 fucking years since oh no, I'm sorry, 10 years since a Star Wars movie had come out, you know?
Right.
Super hyped. The Star Wars community was united. And that was honestly, that was my first theatrical experience for Star Wars was Force Awakens. And it was a really good film, very reminiscent of A New Hope. That's why I fucked with it. 7 and 8 went, or I'm sorry, 8 and 9 went a little bit crazy with writing and shit like that. But I just feel like, oh, HowlrunNer, oh, bro, no, I highly
What did he say?
So he says, "I'd love a First Order Stormy. I love their design, which they do need an update. They need a new one."
Yep.
But then he says, "So much better."
Wait a minute.
Bro,
calm down,
bro. How dare you?
Right. I'm with you. I feel you on just about everything you say, but we got to just slow that.
If it wasn't for the OT design, there would be no First Order. Okay, HowlrunNer? Respect, bro. Respect.
Now I will say when I went down to Disney World last year and I saw the First Order marching around, that was pretty cool. That is a good looking costume. It is for sure in real life and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it? But I mean, a OT Sand Trooper,
bro. Come on, no way.
Right,
Sand Trooper all day.
Right, I'll fight you over that too if anybody disagrees with it. We'll go toe to toe again with that. Right, you know, like
dying on this hill, bro.
Right.
No, HowlrunNer always saying, I never know if he's being for real. You never know with HowlrunNer. Fucking sarcastic motherfucker. Right. I love it.
So I'll tell you, you know what? Here's a modern figure that I would be in on if I could find it at a good price. Sure. I've got a little Commander Apo thing going on because he's basically the updated 501st Trooper with that decent removable helmet.
Yeah.
And I'd probably pick up one of those if I could find one, on the cheaper side. Because honestly, every time I try to look for an Apo online, it's like 40 plus with shipping, and
yeah,
I don't know, they'll probably want that at the convention too. But maybe that's a Sunday afternoon pickup for cheap, Yeah,
because you have the full weekend pass, don't you, man?
I yes, I do. So I bought it by accident. I thought I was just buying because there were different options of you can buy the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, the Friday, Saturday, the Saturday, Sunday, or all three. And I thought I was buying the Saturday, Sunday, and then I saw my receipt come through, and they're like, "Thank you for buying the 3-day triple pass with," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" So, but hey, man. It's all good. It's all going to a good cause.
I should have been wearing my fucking shit, my ICCC shit. I should have been rocking it the whole time.
Yeah. They wouldn't even mail me. They wouldn't even mail me my tickets because I live too far away.
You got to do will call, don't you?
I got to do will call there. Yeah, I got to do it.
Man, that sucks that you got to go up there and stand in that fuck. Why couldn't they? You know what? I actually talked. Not I didn't, but me and my wife, Mrs. Stone, we actually we messaged the ICC email, and then we actually got a message back from Michael Havens, the guy who runs it, within like 30 minutes. Because it was getting kind of close. It was like 3 weeks out from the con, and we had not gotten any kind of confirmation email or seen anything in the nothing. So we emailed them like saying, "Hey, we're just wondering when we were supposed to be expecting tickets. When are they supposed to be mailed out? Yada yada." And because obviously you can choose to do will call where you pick them up on site, and you could just show up in a line. They'll call them out, and then you come up and pick them up, or you can get them mailed. And you did have to pay shipping, but I believe they refunded that $7 shipping charge. I need to check my bank account, but well, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going there?
Well, I'm 100% that guy who would leave the tickets on my bureau on my way out the door to catch the plane.
Probably not a bad. I get the idea of will call, so that way you're not if you're traveling or something. That would be fucking shitty, dude. Because those tickets, like, it's 55. Depending on when you bought them, because they went up after sometime in March, but at $65 a pop, depending on the day, that's money that counts for sure, especially when you got to take into consideration your plane, gas, or you're driving, your food, your where you're staying, your facilities, et cetera, et cetera. It's a lot to think about for sure, man.
Sam Cobra, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Yeah, welcome back, man. Glad you made it back to us. Picked up a and getting it autographed by Katie Sackhoff. Okay, fuck dude.
Listen, Katie and I are gonna have a moment. I hope. I'm
Oh
hoping,
yeah.
right? Right. I'm that guy. I'm gonna bring the Katie Sackhoff figure. Can you please sign my figure? Totally.
I
She likes me. Yeah.
I think it would be. She likes me.
Dude,
I think it would be
totally,
cool for sure to meet her, man. She's Bo-Katan. Shit.
oh hell yeah, right?
Moderator Troy here put me back on topic. You were talking about the 2 different ways to get tickets, you stoner. Thank you, bro. So yeah, you can do will call or you can get them mailed. Me and Mrs. Stone got them mailed. And so obviously Michael Havens got back with us within like 15 minutes super quickly. Very friendly too and helpful. And he was like, rest assured they are coming. We're waiting until a little bit closer, like about 2 weeks out to the con, because supposedly in the prior years or last year, people were making knockoffs of the badges. So if they sent them out, I don't know how early they were sent out last year, because last year ICC was in like October sometime.
Right.
And this year's a little bit earlier. It's in May 5th, 16th through the 18th, the weekend. And so supposedly people were making knockoffs of the press badges and the entry badges. So kind of interesting that people were going to those kind of links just to get into a toy show. But I mean, they are pricey. They're not considering like what you consider pricey. $55 for a ticket is, people go see ACDC. They pay fucking $600, $800 for nosebleeds. It depends on your, it's subjective for sure.
Speaking of, one of my favorite things to do is usually like on the outskirts, like, there's all the big vendors. The big vendors make their presence known. And then there's the smaller vendors and they make their presence known. And then there's always like the outliers who are like startup companies. They've done some sort of crowdfunded thing, or they've 3D printed stuff off, or they've handmade some stuff. And like,
yeah,
I love those areas. Those are fun because you never know. So I bought this one figure years ago, and it was just this little startup company thing, and it was like this skeleton with this awesome hood on, and he had these these electronic red eyes and stuff. And now I bought it just to support the guy, and I can't even remember what the name of it was. I still have the figure. It's like a 12-inch figure, and that figure goes for like $400 or $500 now, like online. And I think I bought it for like $20 on the last day. You know what I mean? It's just one of those on your way out the door things, like, oh, I'll support this guy, and you know what I mean? So like there's really cool stuff at every level. So you and I are going to have to go around and make sure we see all those kind of guys too, so
dude, and that's what I'm most excited for too, man. Not only the rooms, obviously I want to check out the vendors. I want to see, we're going to have to, like you said, man, we're probably going to want to make a couple rounds before. We're going to have to show some restraint for sure, man, because there's going to be so much. I'm going to be a fucking kid in the candy store. I know you are too. Everybody is going to be, man. We're going to be giddy. There's going to be so much fucking fire heat laying around, just sitting around waiting to be bought and brought out to be put on our fucking shelves and desks.
Right. Exactly.
I am so fucking excited, dude. We actually had a little countdown that I brought up here. 5 days, 9 hours, 9 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Oh, there we go. So,
right on, man. Hey, we're getting down to it, man. It's getting really close. We're tooth and nail down to the wire. It's going to be such a great fucking time, man. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the other thing
cool,
too,
Sam.
I'm sure you and I will maybe pick up a thing or two to do as a giveaway on one of our upcoming live streams. You know what I mean? We'll do
absolutely, man.
From the convention. That'll be fun to do. So
yeah, Hyper still got 2 Deathwatch Manos that he's going to be customizing for Stone and Hyper giveaways. So we're not done doing. We're still doing Stone and Hyper giveaways as well. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure we are. Yep.
We just wanted to. We've had a lot. We just wanted to reach out and talk with other people in the community. If y'all have all noticed, we kind of do like a Stone and Hyper, just me and Paul here, me and Hyper, and then we kind of bounce back the next week, and then we have a guest on or two. Then me and Hyper, a guest, me and Hyper. So we try to have a good balance, man. But we just wanted to reach out and talk to other people amongst the community as well.
Oh yeah, but I and certainly if you are at the convention and you see us, please, I'm a small potatoes guy in this world, and certainly I wouldn't expect to be noticed by any stretch of the imagination, but if we do bump into each other, I can't wait to meet you guys. So please,
absolutely,
and say Stoned, and if you see us there, please come up and talk to us, and let's put some names and faces together and grow this thing a little bit more, because that's what it's. I'm really looking forward to that. So.
Absolutely, man. You're totally spitting, dude. It's going to be such a hype time. I cannot wait to meet you in person, let alone other people like Sam Cobra and other people amongst the community.
Right.
I'm very hyped, dude. It's all me and my wife have been thinking about for the past fucking 2 months, dude. Since we decided, well, it was about February, late February, when we decided we'd be going. Sam says, "I'll be stalking y'all. Hey, come say hi, dude. We'll be all hanging out, doing our own thing, dude. Whatever, man." Troy, I hope you can come next year, man. I would love to meet you in person, dude.
I'll make it real easy to identify me. I'm probably going to be on crutches. Okay, so I'll be the one guy there on the friggin' crutches.
Howlrunner says Stoned Hyper giveaways are always fire. Got my 2 awesome customs yesterday. Very glad you enjoyed them, Howlrunner. Hyper's a talented guy, man. I love his work, dude. I really do. I have a couple Hyper customs myself.
Well, there's going to be plenty more of that to come, and
if you can, Howlrunner, hell yeah, man.
Definitely more to come. And usually, I really get the ball rolling in the summer and the fall, and we'll see how it goes. But for those who don't know, I've had to take a little bit of a hiatus, only because I'm a nurse, and all of the nurses I work with have quit and moved on to other places. So I've been covering everybody's shifts and doing all kinds of things, way more. So as soon as that kind of settles down, and we do have some new people starting up, I'll be able to kind of get back to a regular release of videos and things, and I won't be working 120 hours a week, so hang in there. I'll get these things done.
Wonder how much Andy, I don't know, I'm not sure how to say his last name. I wonder how much he's charging for an autograph, like 150, 100 maybe.
You mean a Wattograph?
A Wattograph? Yes, sir.
So, all right, everybody in the chat, imagine, I cannot wait. I'm going to get this on video. I promise you that. It's going to be like the #1 hottest YouTube short of all time. We're going to get Stoned meeting Andy Secombe.
Wow, dude.
Himself, right?
I would love that, dude.
Back and forth. They can go back and forth and talk Watto-ese to each other.
Republic credits are no good out here. I need something more real.
Yes.
Shout out to Hyper, dude. I love this. I'm so glad to have a desk Watto, man. He looks so. I love these little 3 3/4 fucking figures, man.
You know what the best part about it is when Stone says a desk Watto or a desk Shakti, that means he's got other ones someplace else. That just happens to be the one that resides on the desk. That's the funniest part about it.
This is true. You're absolutely right, bro.
Let me ask you. Wait a minute. Do you have a bathroom Watto?
I'm leaving. No comment. No comment, bro. I might have one to play with in the bathtub, like Yeah,
This is the kitchen Watto, and the right.
You might be talking to Sebulba, You have to learn the base.
Exactly, right? Yeah. That's awesome. No, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of really good a lot of good TV personalities and Star Wars personalities, but also like just the stuff I'm into. Like, there's a lot of really good comic artists, and I love all that stuff. I always usually pick up a couple of pieces of artwork from some of my favorite guys, and I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, we haven't even gotten into the real reason I'm going down is because I've got a couple of Batmans we got to track down too, man. So
cool, Oh, okay.
I want to get some of those artist proof Batman. Oh, not the artist proofs. What are they? They're the black and white McFarlane Batmans and the Joker. I'm looking for the Joker. I really want that one.
Do you collect any of the Super Friends at all, Hyper?
The Super Friends, like the
old school, like retro kind of. Yeah.
So I have several of the old superpower ones, and they're really cool. But I don't tend to show them a lot. I don't tend to feature them a lot in my collection. My kids played with them a lot when they were small, so they got a lot of use, 20 years ago when my kids were growing up. But
yeah,
you know, I tend to stay away from them now. I don't do a lot of the superpower stuff anymore. You know, just some you got to draw the line somewhere, and you
Yeah.
know, I'll do the McFarlane Batmans. That's pretty much where I'm at now. Is the McFarlane Batmans. Occasionally, I'll pick up like an SHF or something like that, but you know,
Yeah.
it's McFarlane Batmans.
I
What
think
do you?
I'm go ahead. What'd you say, man?
No, are you thinking about picking up some Marvel, DC, X-Men type stuff down there too?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely in for some Mayfix stuff, man. If I see a couple McFarlane, you know, I've been talking to you about McFarlane a lot lately. I've kind of fallen hard on McFarlane. I really am enjoying picking it up. Um, ooh, Watto is only $60. Oh,
You know, that's
dude.
not bad, right? Yeah, that's
If
not
I can
bad.
find an episode 1, 3 3/4 TVC or not TVC, the 3 3/4 uh episode 1 Watto, I might would get that and get him to, if I can find a crispy one and get him to sign it, that would be
Oh
really
yeah.
neat. I would
Oh yeah,
love to have that.
definitely. Yeah.
Oh man. Chris G, hope you can make it next year, man. Absolutely. As well as Brian. Next year club. Hope to see y'all, man. Hope to see
Oh yeah.
y'all.
Oh, and
SHF Watto will go
by the way,
nuts.
remember there's a big one, the big one in California in 2027.
Oh yeah,
So
Los Angeles, Los Angeles, Star Wars Celebration.
right, I'll be there. I'm going to that one. So
I think we just got an invitation onto the one and only Hyperspace Hangout, my friend. So
well. All right.
Jacob says, "Wish I could make it to the con this year. Would love to have both of you on sometime after you get back to pick your brains about ICC."
Oh,
What do you say? What do we say to that? Do we consider? Yeah, consider it done. Absolutely, man.
consider it done. We'll be
Would
there.
love to,
Absolutely.
Jacob. Thank you so much, man, for the invitation, bro. Absolutely. By the way, loved having Jacob on last time, and then the guest appearance by Troy towards the end. That was an awesome
Right?
stream last episode. Oh,
Yeah.
Sackoff is 200. Oh, with a picture? Nah, that's kind of sweet, man. That's kind of sweet.
Katie Sackhoff is how much?
200. That's kind of pricey, in my opinion.
That's I think she's going to be sitting there alone.
I don't know, bro. People go crazy about Bo-Katan, bro. They call her Mommy Katan.
Oh, dude, I'm there.
Goon,
I'm there.
bro.
But I'm telling you right now, if I drop 200 fins on meeting Bo-Katan, I'll be walking home. You know what I mean? Like that's I'll be walking home, man. You know?
Hey, Brian, I appreciate the offer, man. I don't think it would be here in time because we're actually leaving Thursday morning to get to Tennessee. But thank you so much for the. I think that's at least. I think you're offering, but if not, I have two. I have this one that Hyper gave me, and then one on the shelf in my 3 3/4. But I'm sure I'll be able to find one there. I feel like it's only.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be laying around somewhere, dude.
Well, usually a lot of vendors will cater to whatever guests are coming, so that they'll have the merchandise there, so you can buy it. You know,
for sure. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Oh, and Sam's saying that's for a picture with her, so that's that's a little bit different. But you did say I think that's with 200 for an autograph and the picture. So if you think about it, you're getting like I don't know, man. For 200 with somebody that you're really into, for like hardcore fans, I actually think that's pretty fair. Think about it for like $100 for the autograph, $100 for the picture. That's that's how I break it down in my head.
I'm just saying, if I'm going to pay $200 for a picture with her, it's going to be a very specific kind of picture.
You know my God, Hyper, Jesus,
what?
Oh my God. Yo, and Watto's only 60 to. That's what I'm, bro. Troy's spitting, bro.
Right, exactly. So
I
don't know.
Chris, sorry, Hyper. But Chris, are you a Bo-Katan fan? That's what you got to ask yourself. How for a Bo-Katan fan, I guarantee you that 200 ain't shit. I guarantee you for somebody that's a Katie Sackhoff fan, they're probably not questioning it much. And I think Katie Sackhoff she's been in another Star Trek show. She's also been in a couple. She's featured in some other media as well. So I feel like Katie Sackhoff gets some love, man. People really like her a lot.
Oh, I love Bo-Katan. I think she's awesome. But I would count myself as a big Bo-Katan fan. But 200 clams is a lot of dough for that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That's going to cut into the budget. So let me ask. So as a Bo-Katan fan, should I? I'm going to throw this out to chat. Yes or no? Bo-Katan. Should I get the picture?
Oh God.
Should Stone and I get the picture with Bo-Katan for 200 clams, or do we walk past it and focus more on Watto? What do you think,
dude? That is an easy choice for me, man. Watto's prequel. That is like one of my favorite
Oh yeah,
characters.
totally. I know.
Bo-Katan's bad bitch. She's cool as fuck. And Sam is spitting right here. I'm doing it. Only live once. Absolutely, bro. Do it like
And
there's
I
no
will get there
tomorrow.
and catalog it. I'm going to catalog that meet and greet big time, man. I love it. I can't wait for you to meet him. You know, that might be the highlight of the entire thing. You
Salma
meeting
Hayek.
Watto, right? For the Wattograph.
Dude, it would be so fucking rad. I wish there was a Black Series figure of him that I could get signed. I'd rather,
Right?
honestly, man, I would, depending on how much Sebulba is, I wouldn't mind getting an extra Sebulba. I already opened my extra, and I have a Death Sebulba now too, as well as one on the show. I wouldn't mind getting Sebulba signed, bro. I think that would be fucking awesome.
That would be really good. That's an awesome one to get. That's right. He's going to be there, right? So
yes, he is.
Yes, sir. So absolutely.
I love watching the extra scenes where he's doing the voiceover for it. Like he's just so into it, dude. I love it. I love it.
Now, when you say get a sign, are you talking about getting Sebulba the figure signed or the box that Sebulba comes in?
So I would get the figure signed. I would try to. They probably have paint pens or some kind of Sharpies available, but absolutely, I would want to get it signed in box. I would keep it in the box, and I think I would want to go with either a red paint pen or a yellow, like a gold yellow, for just to make it pop on the figure on the box. You know.
So one of my favorite prized possessions of all time is Jeremy Bullock, who played Boba Fett in the original trilogy. I have my 12-inch Kenner Boba Fett figure, and he took a chrome pen, and across his green chest plate he put Jeremy Bullock as Boba Fett. So it's on my vintage 12-inch Kenner figure.
Yeah.
People go crazy when they see that. It's awesome looking. It's really awesome. And at that time, he had said to me that he had never done that before that he can recall. So, there's only a very few out there because he died shortly after that. So, yeah, it looks really cool. It's awesome when you see it on the figure,
Hyper, how much would you pay for a Hayden auto?
Oh, man. Oh, okay. So
I wonder how much he charges. I would say like 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, I'm sure it's way up there. Here's what I would say. I wouldn't, because I don't think you're not going to get that for $50 or $100. Like in my
hell no.
You're talking about probably $400 to $600 at a convention, right?
Yeah.
And I'm out. I'm out after about $100 for a Sharpie marker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I can't. And I mean, everybody's got their limits, and autographs are something that I don't do a lot of collecting anyways. I've got a few things that are autographed.
Yeah.
But I would pass. I would pass. I would hope to meet him in the elevator and be like, I love you, man. I'm a huge fan, and leave it at that.
I think Howler's gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Damn, Troy says he's paying $5 and don't even care. See, dude, that's the thing. It's like it's very subjective. It's all about how much you. Because honestly, I think I would pay. I would try to think of like a Ray Park signature, like Liam Neeson. I don't think I could pay. Dude, I don't know. I think 500 would be my cap to get someone's like autograph, unless it's someone like hella prolific, like fucking just somebody insane. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I don't know, man.
To me, I think I've cooled off on autograph seeking over the last couple of decades because, I remember when I first started going to conventions when I was a teenager, it was like $10 or $15, and I know we're not living in that world anymore, but
right,
$10 or $15 extrapolated to today's prices would be $50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like 500, 700, 800 just for somebody to touch your plastic figure is kind of outrageous for me. It's kind of outrageous, like, because I've got real world bills that would suffer from that, So like I kind of feel like, all right, thanks. I'm gonna walk past that. That's just me personally. If you guys want to spend $500 on it, go for it, man. We all collect a little differently. I just don't value an autograph as much as somebody who's an autograph collector,
Right, absolutely. Sam says he paid 500 for an autograph poster, which I think is, like he said, I think it depends on what he's signing as well, and that's also because how much is the value of what he like? Is he signing a $25 figure or a fucking like $350 exclusive limited jacket or so like a poster of something like something like that?
Oh yeah. Well, Gen X Brian goes. Troy drops $500 on a
I
live
pulled that up.
stream.
Yeah. Dude, between him and Connor, man, that's why I gotta hook them motherfuckers up with some good shit. Like they deserve it, man.
Yeah.
Everyone is the support is always appreciated, but the people that go above and beyond, like just y'all watching, like, and subscribing me and hyper shit, that is plenty enough for us, man. But then when we get people like this that, like I said, just go above and beyond and support us in other ways, man, it humbles the fuck out of us, dude. And we're working on merch and working on great ways to just give back to y'all and make it more like inclusive and involving, Appreciate all of you very much.
I'll tell you what, since we're on the topic of autographs and conventions and everything, there is one autograph I really regret not getting. I really regret not getting this one autograph. And he is really he's my favorite Imperial. He is the coolest original trilogy guy, I think, in my opinion. That's Julian Glover, who we would all know as General Veers.
Yep.
And, I had an opportunity to get General Veers' autograph at a convention many years ago. And it was a little bit too rich for my blood, but I kind of wish he would be one because he was just such a badass. I just love General Veers and the AT-ATs. And
absolutely. Great figure, too.
Oh, it's awesome. I wish I could get that one back, and so, I mean, yeah, I mean, you get regrets, but I've also regretted getting autographs. So sometimes you regret not getting them, and sometimes you regret getting them because you're like, oh man, I just spent how much to get that thing signed, and then you go, it gets ruined or something, and you're like, oh shit, so.
So HowlrunNer's come back with some numbers. He says, okay, it says $44 for the entry. Hayden Photo Op says $230.98 for an autograph and is $192. Should I do it? Dude, for that, I think for less than 500, I think it would be easy. I think once it starts encroaching on 500 and over, I think that's when I'm out. I think for 230, I think the autograph is 192 and then the photo is two. Bro, just do the photo and the autograph, bro. So for like 92, so for like 40 more bucks, bro, you get the autograph and the picture, homie. Just do the picture, bro. You got to, HowlrunNer. That's not bad. And he says right here, for all y'all that know that I've been yapping about fucking Daredevil, Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, is going to be at the Phoenix Fan Fusion. That's pretty cool, man. I think HowlrunNer knows I've been talking a lot about fucking Daredevil lately, man. It's absolutely captivated me.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that Hyper 230 for a picture and autograph with Hayden, Anakin's fucking Skywalker? I think I'd have to do it, bro.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and there comes with that the bragging rights of doing it too. So you're getting a third thing, right? You're getting to be able to say, I took a picture with Hayden and I met him, and here's the picture to prove it. So there's like an extra layer of value built into that. Again, there are those people who collect autographs. I am not an autograph collector. I collect some, but they're more like opportunistic autographs,
right. When they come across. Yeah.
Sure. I have a lot of, like, for instance, I have a lot of cards, like sports cards signed from autographs, from Boston sports players, because I go to the game and I'll take the boys down. Like, the boys would always want to go meet, whoever on the Patriots or the Celtics or something. And that would be once you got in there and you were at the pre-shoot before the game, they would sign your stuff for free. That's a different type of thing altogether, but to pay $230 for a picture is not something that I would do, but I totally get it if that's your thing,
that's a fair statement, dude. Absolutely.
But yeah, so where are you going to meet Hayden? Where is Hayden HowlrunNer? Where's he going to be?
Is that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's would that be the same place that the Phoenix Fan Expo, same place as Charlie Cox is going to be there, HowlrunNer?
Okay, all right.
And he says $82 to get in. So that's something else to think about too, is like the entry to these places, because the people hosting and inviting these people, they also have to make their money. That's kind of why it's like, that's like their, like when you go to a rock show and they have a cover charge, obviously the bar, they're selling the liquor. They also want to get some kind of cover charge because they're bringing the band there. Yada yada yada. Make sure the band's comfortable. Got beer, food, etc., etc.
Right.
I think $82 is definitely pricey just for fucking entry. Just to get in there to spend 200. I have to spend $80 to spend $230 to get a picture.
Right.
That's a little wild.
That's pretty wild. That's a little bit. I'm out on that one. Right.
So listen to this, Hyper. He says 44 entry to the con. Then it's an $82 for the Hayden panel specific. I think I'm out. I think that's a little bit bit nutty. But HowlRunner, if you do it, bro, I am not judging you at all. If that's what makes you happy and you want, that's your fucking money, bro. If you want to do that, that is totally your prerogative, and I would not judge one fucking bit at all.
Right. Absolutely. But I kind of look at it like this. That would be like going to a restaurant and paying to look at the menu, right? And then paying for the menu item, right? Like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? You know
it's
what
a funny
I mean?
analogy. Yeah.
But I but I get it, man. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I would much rather stick that money in my pocket and come home with some stuff that I would personally want.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's fair, dude. That's also fair. And I think that's kind of more the boat I'm leaning into as well, for sure.
But Andy Sacombe at $50 is right on point, man. That's pretty good. Like
for sure, man.
That I feel like that's just like, okay, granted, he's not Hayden Christensen, okay, or Harrison Ford or something,
right?
But he's gonna make his money, and you know what? I bet you he's signing just as much stuff at $50 as Katie Sackhoff is at 100. So
oh, dude, yeah, oh yeah. And I'm just kind of thinking about this now. For anybody, if anybody is curious or still on the edge, and you're like close, and you've been on the edge about, kind of on the fence about thinking about going, this is some of the pricing that they have. So, I would say personally, I would skip out on the VIP experience and the early access stuff. I don't. Yeah. But then again, I've never been to a con. I don't know. Maybe it's worth it. In my opinion, I think it's a little overrated. However, these other specific days for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they start at $50 depending on the day. Here, we'll probably just click on it and it might tell us. I think Saturday and Sunday is more expensive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so $58 for Friday. That's so $165 for the full weekend. That's all 3 days. But then it's $58 for the Friday, $68 for Saturday, and $46 for Sunday. The thing about paying cheaper for the Sunday tickets is by that time, while everything, the vendors, the prices are going to be dropping, a lot of the good stuff has been picked over and bought up early Friday and Saturday. The Friday and Saturday, those are the two hot days when people are really looking for what they want, and the vendors are full of their fucking shit. Sunday comes around and they're packing up. They don't want to pack this shit up and bring it. They're ready to get it off their fucking table and take the money home. So they're lowering prices. But
speaking of Stone, are there any convention exclusives that you're aware of for this show?
I don't think so, dude. I don't believe so.
Right.
These are pretty cool. They have
pins. About that. Yeah. I like those pins. Those are cool. Yeah.
I hope we see those in person. Hyper. We got to pick these up, bro. I'm sure there will be a spot where they're gonna be selling these at the con for sure. Like, how would they not? The official 2025 pre-order. Oh no, it says right here cannot be purchased on site. Oh, dude, we might want to snag this, bro. Yeah, $15. I'm about to.
All right, I'll order that tonight. Wow,
I'm about to do it now.
You know what though? I bet you anything. I bet you they do sell them on site. I bet you they do.
You think they just say that shit?
I think they say that shit a lot because
marketing ploy.
Now granted, they might not, but every time I've ever seen an exclusive, it's always for sale there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like how could you not sell those on site? That's kind of wild.
Yeah, right.
And they have a couple. They have a pizza party with the cast. I guess like a little panel they're doing, so you can hear all the '90s TMNT actors, stunt doubles just talk shit or whatever. $100 for that.
Right.
So pretty cool. If anybody's still interested in going, definitely check these out. They also have kids passes. It says starting out at $15 for people who do have kids, and you're in a weird spot. I'm gonna try to see. What does he read here? From $15, valid for Friday. Oh, this is old stuff. This is for October. This is old shit right here. That's for last year.
Stone, did you already prepay for the Andy Secombe as Watto private lap dance? How much was that?
I'm actually I had to also sign some kind of weird like piece of paper saying that I couldn't talk about that. I can't talk about the price, the location. Yeah. I had to talk about I was asking about my well-being, if I do drugs, really weird stuff, but I said fuck it.
Right,
Yeah,
okay,
it seemed to check out, Hyper, yeah.
Okay, nice, man. Right. Awesome. Yeah.
It looks like here we are getting at 2. We did say this, everybody. We're going to try to keep this at a little bit of a shorter episode of the Stone and Hyper Show, episode 17, and we are going to be streaming next Saturday, even if it's not that long, or depending on where we do it, where we go it. Hey, I'll be there in spirit. Hell yeah, Howlrunner. No problem with that, man. We did get a $9.99 super chat from our good buddy Jacob, aka Star Wars Collective. Appreciate you boys. Looking forward to having you both on the show. Stone, would you rather get an autograph from Ray Park or Watto? Hyperdrive, Katie Sackhoff, or Wedge Antilles? So I'll let you take it. So Katie Sackhoff or Wedge Antilles, dude? I forget his actual. That's Ewan McGregor's uncle, isn't it?
I'm going Wedge Antilles all day long.
I knew it.
I have some love for Katie Sackhoff, but come on, this is Wedge Antilles we're talking about. You know what
I think, dude, Ray Park all day. I think I have to do Ray Park, even though Watto actually has more screen time, arguably, because he's in also. Well, maybe not though. Maul might actually beat him out for screen time, but either way, Watto is in Attack of the Clones too. But then we got Ray Park, dude. I'd have to get Ray Park for sure. So, thank you so much for the 9992, bro. Thank you, man.
Oh yeah. So years ago, when I took the boys and my nephew to one of the Comic Cons, we met Ray Park, and he was an absolute gentleman.
It's awesome, man.
He, at that time, believe it or not, so I had my 3 sons and my nephew. He only charged us for one autograph. He gave everybody something autographed and took a picture individually with each one of them for like $30 back then or whatever it was.
That's a class act, man. That's awesome.
Like,
absolutely.
You know, and he knows who he is. You know what I mean? Like, he knows but he saw that we were so excited to see him, and he didn't do that just for us. He did that for a lot of like families with little kids. Like, my kids were all dressed up like Darth Maul and everything, and he was super cool. So, you know, I mean, I know that's a time in that's no longer really around anymore, but
right.
You know, you're not going to get that nowadays. They're not going to allow that, and that kind of takes away a little bit of that fun factor for me with it too. You know.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, I get that. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up this episode, man? We dude, next time I see you, it's going to be in fucking person, dude.
I know, right? Crazy, right?
Man.
I'll tell you guys. So it's weird because I was telling my wife the other day, I'm like, I feel like I've already known him. Like, I feel like we've already met in person. Doesn't it feel like we've already like hung out in person? But we never have. Like, this is only just this. But it feels like we've met. I don't know. It's really weird. So
no, absolutely, man.
Oh yeah.
This is the 17th one we've done together, man.
Right.
17 Stone and Hyper shows, man, and 18 will be literally on site at my first con, meeting each other, co-hosts, partners in crime, first time ever, bro. It's gonna be epic, man. It's gonna be absolutely epic.
Not just us, but all the other guys who are going to be there from the chat.
Them as well, yeah, dude. Right. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, no, obviously, we're gonna have to get like a group picture, like a chat, like a big chat group picture. Be like,
would love to. We have to. I would love to.
Cool.
Before we end the stream, I did just want to shout out everybody that dropped a super chat tonight. We got Mama Mando, we got Connor, we got Troy, we had Curtis, we had Commander Cook come through here, we had Troy come through here, and then finishing off the night, we had Jacob hit us up too. Thank you all so much for y'all's support. Great way to support our channel and the show, what we do here. Not necessary at all, just y'all going above and beyond is greatly appreciated. But all of you that just hang out in the chat, talk shit, shoot the breeze with us, and give y'all's input and thoughts, and watch me and Hyper's videos. Just come to hang out, man. That's all we ask, man. That's all we want. That's everybody else. That's just what they want to do. We are not asking for that at all. If you're in a position to support, it's greatly appreciated. But that's not why we do this, man. We do this to what we've been doing all night, to talk with y'all. And I did want to just We didn't get any Hyper stickers going just yet, but if you, like Hyper said earlier, if you see me and Hyper at ICC, please do not be a stranger. Come say hey to us. I will be giving out some awesome stickers. I got a couple Stone Mandalorian stickers. I have some Stone and Hyper Show stickers. I got Hyper. I'm also going to be giving you some of these too as well, my friend.
Got it.
So also got my new logo. Shout out to Action Display for making this for me. So come say hey to me and Hyper. Shoot the breeze with us. Talk some shit. I'll give you some stickers. We'll looking forward to meeting everybody, dude. It's going to be such a great time, and I absolutely can't wait, man. Oh, bringing special trees. I think a session sounds pretty nice, man. Safe travels to you as well, my friend.
Oh yeah, excellent.
No worries, Doug. We're wrapping it up now, brother. No worries, man.
Thank you, everyone. As always, it's always a pleasure to do this. We'll be doing it live next time together. That's going to be wicked fun.
Yes, it is, dude.
And we'll bring some really good swag, and we'll give it away too. So
absolutely. Well, y'all, this has been Stone and Hyper episode 17. The next time you see us, we will be in Murfreesboro, Tennessee at ICCC Con. You're going to get Stone and Hyper in person, baby. It's going to be so cool, man. So we will see y'all next time. Episode 18. May the force be with you. Everyone have a good night. We'll see y'all next time. Yeah, buddy.
Hey, man. Nice.
Oh, here we go. Later, everybody. You all have a good night.